OG, what do you think of those theories? You think that we're gonna get something like that from Warner Brothers, Disney, and Sony?
I do. I think we're gonna might be getting something about Doomsday. So we got that Robert Downey Jr. reveal at the Comic Con. So we might do something with the Doomsday as well.
Facts, facts, facts. That would be dope to see. Pat, what do you think of those theories? You think those theories are just, or they might not even show that?
Reset the theories again. Hello.
I'm thinking when it comes to Sony, I'm thinking we're gonna get Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and then Spider-Man with Brand New Day. I'm thinking we're gonna get trailers like that. If we get from Sony Spider-Man No War 2, but that's a TV show, so that can't count. Um, because it's a film. Is a film fest for AMC and all them other big top movie industries that's allowed to see the next 7 months of film movies, you know. So that's what I'm thinking when it comes to Sony. When it comes to Warner Brothers, I'm hoping for Batman Part Two. I'm hoping for Swamp Thing because Swamp Thing is a film. Um, with Disney, I'm hoping for Doctor Doom. I'm hoping to see what's the next phase is gonna be. Because are we gonna get some type of poster or some type of um, development going on for Secret Wars, stuff like that. Like you know what I mean. So those are my theories when it comes to the CinemaCon tomorrow. CinemaCon tomorrow starts off with Disney, with Sony. It starts off real late into the game. I will definitely be posting in the Facebook channel that this is what's came out. I understand that with Sony has a big portion of live films that they want to go through. I know they want to go through a lot of those, but those are my theories when it comes to Marvel and DC. What do you think of that? What's good,
Um,
Nas? What's good? Respect.
What up, what up, what up?
I personally think that they probably won't showcase a lot of your theories. They will showcase some, not all, but I'm really more thinking they might showcase what they're working on in the background. That's really not being talked of right now. A couple big topics, but some small topics too that nobody's really knowing about.
I wouldn't be surprised if at CinemaCon Sony decides to say, "Hey guys, guess what? We're releasing another Spider-Man project that doesn't involve Spider-Man. Yay!" I know they say they're done, right? That they throw in the towel. That it's a wrap. They're not going to be doing it anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, like, at all.
That's crazy. That's a good theory.
Because Spider-Man is like their most bankable thing that they have, and they're holding on to it for dear life. And fortunately for us, they have had enough bombs to know, hey, they don't know what the heck they're doing. without Spider-Man. So into the Across the Spider-Verse is the most profitable version that they have. But outside of that, they want to tell a lot more stories so they can hold on to the character of Peter Parker. So much so that the Spider Noir is a thing. But they had to change, like I said the last time, they changed the name to Ben Riley, which makes no sense because you've created an unnecessary plot hole. Because we know from comics that the reason why the name Ben Riley was chosen is because he wanted to because of the Clone Saga, and they were trying to distinguish between who is the real Peter Parker and who is not the real Peter Parker, who is a fake. And when one of the clones discovered that, hey, I'm actually a clone, he changed his name to Ben Riley in honor of Uncle Ben. But now in Spider Noir is Ben Riley straight out the gate, and it's like, why Noir of all people? Why is this version of Spider-Man now all of a sudden a Ben Riley? But we know from comics Ben Riley is a clone. So now is there a clone saga for Spider Noir that we have
Mm,
never heard of until now? I mentioned this before, but stuff like that, that unnecessary confusion that they create, is the reason why I say they're gonna try to pump out. So they're gonna try to find some random Spider-Man content out there to pump out. Next thing we're gonna know, we see them make another movie with Paul as
mm, mm.
the main character, and everyone hates Paul.
That's that's a
I wouldn't be
great theory.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all because these people don't know what the heck they're doing, like at all.
What's up, Mr. Minister Fred? What's up? What's up? We're theorizing on CinemaCon and everything has to do with Marvel and DC. You have a theory in mind? But word, what? That's what you're hoping for Sony. What about
No, not what I'm hoping. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that because they're
okay,
always on some BS.
but what about Warner Brothers though? What about Warner Brothers and Disney?
Oh, Warner Brothers, they're gonna be trying to pump out some more I guess Harry Potter stuff. Like, see, guys, this is what's going on there because remember, with it's CinemaCon and the Warner Brothers is going up. They don't only have DC under the belt; they have
Of
a whole bunch
course,
of other stuff. So they're gonna try to show those off, but we know where the money is. We know where the big bucks is. You feel me? DC. We know that's their side. So they're gonna try to show off and market like, hey guys, we got these other things going on, but people are gonna be like, yeah, 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 I don't care. Tell me what's going on with Batman 2. That's what
yeah,
the audience is probably gonna be going like, and they're like, oh wait. Before you ask, just so you know, Batman 2 is on the way. It's on the wraps. It's going down. And people are gonna be like, yeah, tell me more.
of course.
With Disney, they have a lot of stuff going on besides Marvel, but Marvel is the most bankable stuff because Wicked is done. I don't know what else they're gonna be going on with. Of course,
Now,
they're gonna bring up Brand New Day again to say, "Hey guys, remember that trailer? Here it is again." And here's Punisher too. Remember that we talked about
Facts.
Punisher, John Bernthal doing this Punisher one piece TV special. Well,
Yes.
we're gonna talk more about that. Yay! And like I was saying to you before the stream started, this John Bernthal's Punisher TV special is supposed to be our modern day version of Punisher Dirty Laundry. Because we saw the movie and people didn't really praise the movie that much until they saw Dirty Laundry. And then when Dirty Laundry came out with Thomas Jane, which is supposed to be a part of some bootleg universe, it's not even canon Punisher. It's not even canon Thomas Jane. It's something that was done like by itself. And people saw that and they said that is Punisher. I think this is what John Berthel is hoping for here to try to capture whatever wasn't accomplished in the show to showcase it here to show that people can say, you know what, he really deserves the role of Punisher. He earned it. Look at him in all his John Brenthal-ness. That yes, he is indeed the guy that we need to be Punisher in our day and age. Because remember, he stole the show in Daredevil season 2, right? He did his thing in Daredevil season 2. And as much as people say they like the Punisher series, and they say they watch part one, season 1 and season 2, if they're being honest with themselves, it ain't the Punisher that we saw in Daredevil season 2 on Netflix. That version of the Punisher was the Punisher, comparatively speaking to every other version of John Brenthal's Punisher that we have gotten to date since then.
You see,
So
you seen the
I
trailer?
am of the opinion. I haven't seen it yet. I'm assuming that you're gonna play it here. But
Yeah, yeah, me
yeah,
too.
but I'm of the opinion that one of the many goals to be accomplished by talking about showcasing that TV stuff, that TV special trailer at CinemaCon is to talk about how they're gonna try to revitalize and stoke fire, wood into the fire of the hype of Punisher to show that yeah, hey, he's not here to mess around. He means business. It's gonna be back to Daredevil season 2 esque type of energy. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
Mr. Ferd, that's okay. You don't have to be too first. Just say what you're thinking. Jeffrey, welcome, welcome. Respect said Sony are fools. They probably will do that exact same thing. Yeah, man, you should have said it on the live. Why did you run away? We would have loved to hear your voice. Come on, man. That's what we're here for.
The, you also said that about Supergirl too, right?
About them, you know how I feel about Supergirl already.
Yeah, well, I was just
I
saying like
hope,
they might bring out a second trailer or something
yes,
for the
so that we
fans.
can have more hype about it. Because
Yeah.
it's still weird that not only is the hype for Supergirl so dead from the studios themselves, and James Gunn not talking up Supergirl like he was talking up the Flash movie with the Flash movie with Ezra Miller. He talked the movie up so much. It's the best movie I've ever seen. What is he doing about Supergirl? Nothing. It's weird to me. And it looks again, I said it already, but from the trailer that we got, the movie looks this budget of it looks cheap. The movie sets look cheap. It's too dull. There's not much vibrance to it. But maybe things will change in the movie. Maybe that's just part of the scene that they want to showcase that. But it just looks so. It looks Netflix. It looks like like they're working on not just Netflix budget, but Netflix creativity.
Oh, so you're saying that? So you're saying that the Punisher is looks like
No, no, no.
Netflix's
Supergirl. The
Supergirl?
quality that we're getting from the quality that we're getting from Supergirl, it looks like Netflix quality. From this context to what I'm saying. When I
Mm.
say
I see what you
when I
mean.
say
I see what
quality,
you mean.
yeah. In terms of the budget, in terms of the set. When I'm speaking about Punisher, this Punisher needs to be like Netflix, the version that we saw on Netflix. I'm talking about quality of storytelling. When I
Mm.
say that Supergirl, the aesthetic of it looks like they're working with Netflix. What I mean by that is, hey, their sets look cheap. Where the acting has to sell the story. The set design cannot help in selling the story as well.
That
The
is
actual,
true.
yeah, it looks like the acting in and of itself is gonna be doing most of the lifting.
But let me ask you this: did
Yeah.
any trailer that look crazy to you, but when you watch the
Mhm.
film, it was completely different, and then you fell in love with the movie?
Unbreakable.
Mm.
Unbreakable because they the way they advertised it, the movie Unbreakable with Bruce Willis is different from what they showcased. What they showcase in the trailer is, hey, here is someone who is going through some change in his body, but he doesn't know what. In the movie, Here is Superman if he didn't know how to be Superman or wanted to be Superman. It's a complete different outlook.
Yeah,
That
but that's
the
what I'm
more
saying. That could possibly happen with Supergirl.
that's what
Like
I'm thinking now. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping they do something like that.
because when it came to for me, why I asked you that question because that happened to me with Joker One. I never, ever, ever, ever watched Joker when it came out. Then when
Mm.
it came on TV, I saw the last latest maybe 40 minutes
Uh-huh.
before I stepped out, and I saw this one clip. This one clip was when I guess one of his employee, one of his associates
Mm.
put a gun inside of his locker or something like that.
Yeah, and he
Then
killed the guy with it, and then he punched the clock.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that part. You know, that made me intrigued more to keep on watching. Then
Mm.
when I saw both of them came to his house, start fucking with him, he literally killed the dude and then smoked the cigarette. The little guy just stood there in agony,
And it's
like
like, oh, he said, "You can go. I can't reach.
yeah,
The door's too high."
yes, yes. Because that's why I'm hoping for Supergirl because even with Green Lanterns kind of shocked me too. Like the way they positioned their trailer is like
Yeah.
what the
Oh
shenanigans.
yes, I forgot about that garbage.
You see
So
what I'm saying?
maybe, yeah, maybe they will
But
show
with
something
CinemaCon,
else for Green
but
Lantern Cinema.
with CinemaCon, I don't think they're gonna bring out TV shows. I don't think they're
Oh, that's
gonna.
right. That's a fair point. It has to be cinematic
Yeah,
because that's the whole point of CinemaCon. It's supposed to be cinematic, so we're talking like IMAX or something like that. But what
they
if?
might talk about it in the background or something.
Yeah,
But
sure, sure. Like Swamp Thing. I can't wait for Swamp Thing, man.
me
We
too.
saw.
I
We
haven't
already
seen no
saw. We
trailer.
already saw the CW version. We already saw the CW version for Swamp Thing, and that CW version it was so good. Not CW. Is was it CW? I believe it was on the CW, but it was on Stream on Max or HBO Max.
Yeah,
That series was so good. I'm so sad that they canceled it, and I'm just hoping that the something movie can at least capture whatever they did right over there and improve on that if possible at all, and we get more Phantom
I'm
Stranger
just making
or
sure
whatever else they
the
want to do, but
sounds good.
make it good, you know. But I hope they don't go the was it the IMAX route what they did with Inhumans back in the day when Inhumans was coming out. What they
Yeah,
decided to do was to release the first two movies on IMAX. The first two episodes as one movie on IMAX, and that was garbage.
oh man,
So I hope they don't do anything like that for the sake of trying to capture cinematic experience from the silver screen by moving it to the big screen.
cause in the background here, you know, I follow like mad outlets, so they're
Mhm.
expecting they're expecting a teaser for Beyond the Spider Verse.
Gotcha. And I'm only saying that because you mentioned that they might not focus on TV series because it's supposed to be cinematic, which means we're worried about movies.
Yeah,
So I'm just hoping that no one tried to cheat the system by trying to put two episodes together and say we're gonna turn it into a movie for the fans, like they did the last time, because the last time it failed hard.
facts, facts.
Mm.
I just hope that because with let me double check real quick with because I want to go with when it comes to Supergirl, right? Let me see
Mm.
how many views that it got. The Supergirl trailer. Let me see how many views that shit got. Because the trailer would tells it all. 25 million views. It
Wait, how
got
much?
25 million views. It got 25 million views.
That's low. Once upon a time, I would say that's high. but that's
Well,
low.
there's 278. There's 8K people that liked it. So
From that YouTube audience, right?
yes, from that. Yep.
And also we have to take into
We're going based
consideration.
off that.
Yeah, because we also have to take into consideration that as much as that is the number of people who watch the trailer, it's going to be more than that number of people watching the movie,
Facts.
because that is just one space of the nerd fandom. That's just one space of the fan base bars.
Facts. Facts.
Mm.
When it comes, let me double check on X, because X can X can definitely give you the trailer too.
Mm.
24K. So yeah, it's 24K on X. When it comes to X, it's only 24K. So, well, yeah. So when it comes to that, maybe it's gonna be a non-starter when it comes to Supergirl, because the reason why Supergirl is not being likable right now is because she's young. She's not at her prime or at her um weakest point. Because in order for her to be at her weakest point, Nas, I think, in OG, I think that she needs to grow up a little bit. She needs to grow up a little bit for you to see the the Supergirl that you need to see, like the one from Flash, the one
Not
from
just that.
Flash, for
It's not.
from
That's a part of it. That's definitely a part of it, but that's not the sole reason.
okay,
But regardless of that, I think part of the main reason is because, well, there hasn't been much likability in the fan base for a long while, especially since Melissa Benoist. And since Melissa Benoist did her thing, the last time people really liked Supergirl was season 1, and I think season 2. Then it started to fall off to where they saw, oh, we're over relying on social justice issues and leftist issues and so forth and so forth, instead of making Supergirl just being awesome. So whatever fan base was there, that slowly drooped. Because remember, before Supergirl went to the CW, she was on Sci-Fi or something like that, where the budget was like millions of dollars per episode, and the actors used to be, I guess the actors were getting paid a lot too. But then after a while, they dropped it to CW, and then after a while, the show got canceled. But it didn't take place overnight. It took
no,
time.
it was on CBS at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, thank you. CBS. I forgot, not sci-fi. Thank you very much. It was on CBS, but they moved it from there to the CW.
Yeah, I'm just laying down.
Yeah, they
And then
did.
after a while, yeah, but the likability of the show decreased, where the watch time or the viewership started to gradually decline. So that also plays into why there isn't much hype, and nothing has been done to restore the interest in Supergirl since then. They tried it in the Flash Flash movie with Ezra Miller, but here's the problem: it was the Flash movie with Ezra Miller, so not many people cared to watch it.
No, no. The
So they didn't
reason,
get to
the
see
reason,
how awesome.
the reason why it is
Hmm.
because the dude messed up the whole thing of the Flash, and
Agreed.
and and and
Which also negatively
studios
impacted Supergirl.
and studios messed it up where we was fine with Flash, with this Flash movie, because they was bringing TV and this together from
What do you
Flashpoint.
mean? What do you mean?
Oh, you telling me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, but what do you mean? You said it was bringing TV
Yeah,
and moving together. How so?
you forgot from Flashpoint, and I guess you didn't watch the whole Flash TV series where where he came in, the Flash movie came
Yes.
in into the TV show.
Yeah, yes, he did. But you said that the movie itself, you said the Flash movie was
Yeah,
bringing those two things together. So now I'm
yeah.
asking you, where in the movie did that happen? That's
It
what I'm
didn't
asking.
because it didn't
That's
because
what
they
you said
rewrote
that
it
they were doing it. Where in the movie did it happen?
because you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
They rewrote it. When I was trying to explain that, where they brought the
Uh,
two together, you asked me how is that, and I was trying to explain why. But here's the thing: when they put them together in a TV show, it was gonna be in reverse, where he's in the film instead of them doing that based on the film was messing up already, and studio execs did something. They just rewrote the whole thing. That was the main issue. On top of that, when it comes to fandom, because when we was watching Flash, and we saw Ezra Miller coming in
it was a hype
Flash,
moment. It was hella hype.
yeah, it was very hype. And then it crashed and burned when he was getting Ezra Miller into this whole
When
fiasco
he
going
was doing all
on.
his isms and twisms.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to bring that up
Mm.
on his
Yeah.
bad days, but still,
Mm.
that's what messed up the film. If
Okay.
he had none of those problems, people would have enjoyed the film more, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, it's that plays a huge part. So I will agree to that.
Possibly.
Yeah.
They would have liked it, but they still wouldn't enjoy it as much because they seen this story into the TV show already. So it was
And
like,
they wouldn't want to recast him.
nah,
They would not want to recast him. Why?
it's too
Because
late.
they would have loved him. But we're talking about if he did his part and wasn't doing all that hoopla. That's what we're talking about,
Oh, yeah,
no?
yeah, yes, yeah, okay. I see what
Yes,
you're
if
talking
he
about.
wasn't doing that, no one would have wanted to recast him. They would be petitioning that he stays.
Yeah,
Because James Gunn kept some people. He kept some things from the old universe in the new. One of those things could have been Ezra Miller himself, if he wasn't with what he was going down with.
facts. Now he had to change a whole new Flash person now.
Yep. Now, a side note about the
Hmm.
Flash movie that not many people talk about. Well, two side notes. One, in that scene where we saw them showcase all of the different um characters from different universes and whatnot, including the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, and we saw Christopher Reeves, Superman, and Supergirl beside him, and we saw Nicolas Cage's Superman fighting a giant snake and so forth. You remember that bit?
Yeah,
Okay, in there was a Jay Garrick from the CW from the Flash from the Flash TV show.
yes, yes.
Jay Garrick from season 3. He was there too. But it wasn't the real Jay Garrick, it was Hunter Zolomon, who is Zoom.
Mm,
And we saw him there running. I'm like, why is he here? Why is that design here? Shouldn't it be the other one with the version that was the real Jay Garrick, played by John Wesley Ship, who also played the 90s Flash? But nah, that's the version they want to go with. Such a menace, such a villain. They went with the villain pretending to be the hero version of Jay Garrick instead of the actual hero Jay Garrick. That's one side note. The second one is there's one very important thing about the Flash's mythos or his story that the Flash movie got right. Not necessarily the Flash movie, but um Ezra Miller's version of the Flash. There's one thing about that version that they got right about the character, and that is the Flash got his name from another universe. The Flash got his name from another universe.
mm.
Grant Gustin's version of the Flash gave Ezra Miller's version of the Flash the idea to name himself the Flash. That is very comic accurate. That's the most comic accurate thing about the whole thing. In the comics, um, the Flash got his name from a character that he used to love as a child called the Flash, who turned out to be Jay Garrick. But he was reading a comic book as a child about this character called the Flash, Jay Garrick, and then eventually we get Earth 2, where he actually meets said Jay Garrick. And Jay Garrick says, "Hey, my name is The Flash." I was like, "Oh, I like that name. Yeah."
Hmm.
So
What,
that is very interesting to me.
but no, it, what people hated about her? She was a good chick.
Yeah, she was very good, but guess what? She was also very good at putting out that social justice politics crap
That's
to the
what
point
messed it
where
up.
so it wasn't just her, it was the whole story that she was a part of. Cause again, it's never the actor's fault, right? I don't want to blame the actors, but they're the face of everything that we're seeing. So
Yeah,
they end up
yeah.
getting the blame, unfortunately. It's the writers and the people who say, yes, this is good material, this is what we're going to be putting out. Those are the people who are at fault. It's just unfortunate that we see Melissa Benoist and all the blame goes to her. It's unfortunate that we see Brie Larson and all of the blame goes to her. Although in Brie Larson's case, she deserves some of the blame. And
Even
it's
in
unfortunate.
Batwoman, they
And
the
Batwoman.
Batwoman
And
wasn't
actually,
bad. Batwoman
the
wasn't
actress
bad.
doesn't deserve to get all the blame that she gets because it's the writer's
What,
fault.
the black one or the regular one?
Both,
Okay. Well,
both,
well,
especially the white one. She gets the
she
hate,
came
and it's
back
kind of
though.
it's kind of earned, but she doesn't deserve it because she's just getting paid to say some lines. You
She
feel me?
she
It's not
she came
fair.
back though. She came
Mm,
back at the end.
I bet she did, and then they canceled it, right?
No,
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
I rest my case.
When it comes to Wanda, when it comes to Batwoman, I
Hmm.
I believe that it ended on a good note. It with having that Joker thing, I I didn't like that per se, but it ended it on a good note. After the Joker part, and then she had to deal with her um her sister, like the original Batwoman's sister or cousin or something. She
Yeah,
became Poison Ivy, so she had to
and
make
see
sure.
why, why,
What you mean?
why? I mean,
Why
stuff like that. Stuff like that in
why wouldn't she
comics.
be poison? Why wouldn't she be Poison Ivy?
Poison Ivy not related to Batwoman.
But the way they did it with Batwoman was that he held he held people in prison inside of the cave.
Mm.
That's
You see,
how
my thing is, if you're gonna be
that's
putting out
that,
something that's mainstream, don't make massive changes to the mythos. But you see, if you're doing
that's how
something,
Batwoman was. That's how the whole story of Batwoman was able to be the way it was, because there was after the first Batwoman came, she only came because of the whole entire universe needed help. That's the only time she came in,
and
and
then
then
she happened to be the paragon of truth or something like that.
yeah, and then after that, the Batwoman, she was pretty much trying to take care of the city and take care of things that the writer wanted to show. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like they wanted to show that the doctor, which is Batwoman's cousin or something like that, had to deal with her crisis, and then um the dude that protects the castle, that's supposed to be I forgot his name, but this Batwoman iteration, the reason why I liked this so much was because mostly of the black dude, the black young guy, because the black young guy, it connects with um Dark Knight Rises.
Again, no, it doesn't. No, we've had this conversation before.
What's his name? Morgan Freeman,
Yeah,
right?
Lucius Fox.
Yes,
Lucius
Lucius
Fox is
Fox.
the name of the character from Dark Knight. And sure, it doesn't take
No,
place in the same
that's what
universe, but
my thought is of that
mm,
connection. when it comes to um that that which is his son, supposedly. That's what I
In
felt from
comics,
the.
yes. In the comics, yes. That's they have the father son relationship by blood, but in live action, no. I get the connection. I get it,
He
but no.
always he always recite Lucius Fox. Everything that he has to open is Lucius Fox. When it comes to the black dude, he can't unopen anything when it comes to tech or anything like that without his name being recognized. I don't know if you seen that. Maybe that'll give you a more, yeah, okay, you're on the money. But if you don't think that I'm on the money when it comes to that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you now. But and then Lucius Fox built him a suit. Like I would say he's not the new Nightwing, but I would call him something else when it comes to that. So what are your thoughts, OG?
I cannot finish Batwoman. I got through
Amen.
one season. I tried season two. The only thing I liked about season one was the mouse and the mouse and Alex storyline. The rest, I didn't care. I didn't care who died, who lived. I didn't care. Besides the mouse and Alex. And
Hmm.
then I started the second one. And they brought in a whole new character and a whole new agenda. And that was about it. It's hard to watch. Because it's
I know
not.
I know there was a few agendas that wasn't okay. I can understand with that.
And guys listening to us all over Radio Land or Streamland or whatever you want to call it, we're not being sexist. We're being objective
Yes,
based on
that
quality.
that
So
is correct.
don't be coming at our necks saying that, oh, we are saying what we saying because we hate women or anything like that. My wife is a woman. That's a corny joke. But yeah, we care about quality. There has to be something to hook us. My boy OG over here, he has his genuine reasons that has nothing to do with the gender or anything of that nature as to why he has dislike or cannot continue with the show that he wants to enjoy. He genuinely wants to enjoy it, but there's something that's pushing him away about the quality of what he's being given. The storytelling, how characters are being portrayed, and just things making sense logically.
Facts.
That's why I always say agenda pushing just to
Mhm.
quickly move past it, but still address it. I didn't like that. I say story, the story, just make a good story, and it would have been fine. Um,
You
I
see, this is OG. This is why I be saying almost every single podcast they need to go hire the nerds who actually care about these stories, and they will know if they want to tell a lady-led story or a social justice story so bad. There are people who know how to get it done in a way that you can receive the message without being turned off by the ambiance. There are people out there who know how to get it done. Hire those people. They're all over YouTube, showcasing their talent all the time. That way, they can jam their message down our throats and we won't be offended.
Facts.
Yeah, I just like I enjoyed the mouse and Alice going on.
Allison, yes,
Alice and mouse.
yes.
I
I
really like because there was no agenda pushing in that. It was a straight story. And that kind of messed out because I didn't keep from both ends of the story. Uh,
what about Poison Ivy and Joker? Oh, you're not there yet. You're not
He
there yet.
already said
I'm
he
only
couldn't
on
continue, so he
season
doesn't know.
two. I'm only on season two.
Oh, you're
It
on
just,
season two.
it's just really hard. I gotta force myself.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Carlo, shout out.
because it's not connect because you didn't finish connecting the dots when it comes to Flash. Um,
Well, I saw the Kosovo episodes, some of them,
yeah, because like
but
with with Batwoman, it connects all four. Supergirl, Arrow, the Arrowverse, pretty much.
It's a part of the Arrowverse.
Yes, that's why I
right.
think that you're confused a little bit. You're missing key points. If you haven't watched the whole entire Arrowverse, you're gonna get confused a little bit with the season one of Batwoman.
No,
Season.
no, I got through season one. I understood it. You
Okay,
know,
okay, okay, okay.
I understand it. And the problem of understanding it, uh, they're
Which
not
which
putting in
episode?
the story first.
Which episode you hated the most?
So far, I'm on season two,
No, man.
Hmm.
and so far, I think the most hated thing I, I, I hated about it on it was in season one, and Batwoman got her identity exposed.
Mm.
And then instead of them talking about how she related to Bruce Wayne and how she related to Batman, they focus on her being gay. And it's like, wait, what about the Batman part? Like, I don't know. That kind of, they didn't even mention her being connected to Bruce Wayne or any of that. So,
Mm.
that was a missed opportunity. And that felt like a missed opportunity from what I saw.
Mm. But like it. She did say it in season one. That she's Batman's cousin.
Yeah.
But you wanted more. You wanted more adaptation to that. That's what you're saying,
I
Carlo.
wanted, I wanted more storytelling and less agenda pushing.
That
Because
make that
it's heavy on that.
that makes total sense. That makes total sense.
Mm,
Maybe, hopefully, that
mm.
when it comes to these next things, we don't see that. Cause like when it comes to uh, James Gunn, he likes doing the whole agenda part. He did that with Peacemaker. Peacemaker, the
Peacemaker
end
didn't
of
have much of an agenda. It was
No,
all about
bruh,
orgies.
no,
bruh,
no.
What was
bruh.
the okay?
Maybe
Before,
the
See,
wait,
time.
after
I want you to
season
tell
two,
me what was the agenda
the
of Peacemaker.
ending.
But before we do that,
Come on, bro.
Galen, welcome back to Collide. Thank you for coming back another night. We welcome you. We long to hear your opinion tonight. We know you got some good for us again. We know
I'm
you
Again,
come
chilling, man.
here to get down with the get down. You feel me? We're happy to have you again.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Yes, sir.
put on the sound check. The round of applause. Thank you for. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Yeah. Now,
Hey, man, I'm chilling and I'm chilling. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Now, Jesse was in the midst of telling of sharing, hey, there was an agenda that he saw in Peacemaker. I watched Peacemaker both seasons. I never saw the agenda. I saw a failed an attempt. I saw a failed attempt to push an agenda, but he said he saw one. So please, for the benefit of everyone on the podcast now, for the benefit of everyone on Collide,
so you
tell
tell
us
so you
what
told me
is
when he went when he
what
went on
was
the
the agenda?
when he went on the other side, right? When he
Yeah,
went
what
on
was
the
the
other
agenda?
side, all the other side was about rednecks, man. That's
It
what it
wasn't
was,
racism.
bruh.
It was racism, and it was a failed. Like I said, it was a failed attempt at this at dealing with racism because. And I said this on the podcast a few months back into last year. They do not know how to handle proper racism. Matter of fact, there's no way that after Nazis won World War II, assumedly, according to the world of Crisis on Earth X,
Yes,
that people would actually be speaking English.
facts.
That's for
They're supposed
one.
to be
They would
speaking
not be
German.
speaking English, but yet they're also speaking English normally. And there's no way that if we already saw how freedom fighters was on the CW, and we saw how they
Facts.
handled Crisis on Earth X, and we know that as great as a job they did, it wasn't all the way comic accurate. And now you're having movie budget. We're having James Gunn behind this thing, giving us a bit of Earth X, and it's all shits and gigs. It's all just fun and games.
That's
It's all laugh.
that's what I'm saying too.
That's what I said. It's a failed attempt. They don't know how to handle racism, and
That's why I
it would be
go.
worse than that. It was a failed attempt at an agenda. And by the way, you know what the goal of the whole season two was? He was Christopher was running away from finding out whether or not some girl really likes him. That is it.
Of course.
The big climax of the season was him in a flashback dancing with and kissing James Gunn's wife.
Hmm.
That's not what. Where's the agenda there?
That's that.
Galen,
Oh,
do you get my
the
point?
only, but you're missing the whole little tidbit that.
Because he says there's an agenda.
But
And like I said, I already
the
established that the
misspell. You said
racism
that
that they showed.
it was a failed, but it's still there. It's still a factual thing though. You cannot discount it just because there wasn't a full agenda, a full blown agenda. There was still parts of it, bro. There's still
Okay.
parts of it
But
there that was there.
across the whole runtime of Peacemaker.
No, of course not.
Across the whole runtime of Peacemaker, what was the agenda? Besides orgies.
There were Nazi stuff going on like that was there, and then there wasn't no really agenda per se. It was just more double takes. You're seeing double of yourself. And the only person that didn't see double of herself is the black girl. She ain't see no double of herself. The only person that's seen double of himself is Peacemaker, the girl, and the ninja guy. And oh, I almost forgot, but he didn't even see himself. He just mysteriously hopped into um his other self house, and he wasn't there. That's it. Those just doubles. You know that's what I seen with Peacemaker season two. Peacemaker
And
season one.
also, it was a missed opportunity in season two to actually bring in the freedom fighters who were the main force against the Nazis during that time. We saw they did a better job of it on Crisis on Earth X. We saw them do a better job of it on the Freedom Taker. They saw them do a better job of it on the tie-in series that they did on CW Seed called Freedom Fighters, where the gay dude with them who was the most powerful out of them, was out here doing his thing. And we saw why he even got involved.
Mm.
Because he the version of him from that world of Earth X got killed trying to come to his world to find him to give him the helmet. that he now uses to go to that world where that version of him came from to go be their hero there. They did more with a storyline on that type of budget that they had with the story with freedom with the freedom fighter or the Crisis on Earth X Nazi regime thingy than James Gunn did with Peacemaker. Like by a mile.
So
That is so much more.
I so on a recap, Glenn, I know you
Mm.
wasn't here. I just wanted to give you a recap and a rundown of my theory that's going to be happening this week. You see on the title,
Oh yeah. We're supposed to be talking
CinemaCon.
about CinemaCon and we branched off.
No, we didn't branch off. This is more of what we're hoping for to see when it comes to Supergirl and everything else. But Glenn, for Sony, I'm hoping to see something going on with Tom Holland, Brand New Day. I'm hoping to see Beyond the Spider Verse, something that has to talk about Beyond the Spider Verse. I know Sony itself has other films in play, but those are the main two things that we focus on because based on my content. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but based on my content, I like to talk about Marvel and DC. When it comes to Warner Brothers, I'm hoping to see Batman Part 2. I'm hoping to see Swamp Thing. I'm hoping to see some something of those sorts. If there's something that, you know, um, I'm hoping for Supergirl as well. I'm hoping to see something about Superman, Superman as well. The next show, the next skit, picture, poster, give it to me.
Hey,
Um,
bro, it sounds like you're desperate just for some good
Yes,
IP.
for content, my guy. What you crazy?
You just want anything that's good,
it's not
Yes,
it's,
so we have
it's,
something to
it's
anything.
not
talk
about
about.
it's not about it's not
You,
about that.
it's
It's
It's a part
about
of it. I'm
you need to
making a joke,
you
but
need
it's a
to
part of it.
you need to also understand that when I grew up, we didn't have as much as we got now. So
right.
yeah, you might think that of me or perceive that of me, but it's
No, no,
I'm
no.
grateful.
I
I was
agree.
making a joke.
Oh.
No. No, I'm saying I agree, man. Like you just want something. You're just so desperate for something that's good, right?
Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when you said Swamp Thing, that is so underrated. Like
Yo,
that was a
but
great
Galen,
series. That Swamp Thing was dope.
yo, you saw the TV show, right?
Swamp Thing was
Did
dope.
you see the
Yeah,
TV
yeah, TV.
show?
Yeah,
Yo, do you
yeah.
hear who I'm
Swamp
talking right
Thing
now?
was
You hear how hyped I am about something?
it.
Okay.
Yo,
Swamp Thing,
So,
but it got canceled,
yo.
right? It got
mhm.
canceled.
Yes, it got
So
canceled.
I was like, yo, I was like, why did it get canceled? I was waiting for season 2.
Exactly. Yo.
Yeah.
It's I think Swamp Thing season 1 was underrated. I don't know why. I think it was very expensive, and then COVID happened. But when you have these properties that come out and they're very good, it's very rare. Like Luke Cage. Luke Cage was a surprise hit. Like
Yes.
Luke Cage was a surprise hit. Like wow, I never
But
seen. I wouldn't look. I
yo,
wasn't looking
season
for
one,
Luke
Luke
Cage.
Cage, dope.
Because they had good
Dope.
actors. When it comes to Luke
But
Cage, they had great actors.
that's what I'm saying. Nobody was looking around for a Luke Cage show, but then when you see it, you're like, wait a second, I didn't even know I needed this.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So it's so that's where we are right now. We are hoping for a good show that is going to be like, wow, I didn't know I needed that. And so this
Exactly.
is or even a movie, right? Even
Yes.
just a movie. So you said the Batman, right? The
Yeah.
Batman. We talked about the Penguin. The Penguin was good,
Yes.
right? We talked
Yes.
about the Penguin was dope. So now they're in this space where I listened to Clownfish. I don't know if you guys follow Clownfish on YouTube.
Okay.
But
I'm
they
gonna check
talk a
that
lot
out.
about Clownfish. Yeah, TV. Yeah, they're gonna spill the beans about all the different things in the industry about all these women superheroes and how Disney is pivoting and how people are losing money behind all these agendas and all
Oh, with the
that.
MCU.
The MCU, yeah, that's canceled. Yeah, that all of that. if it ain't making money at this point, somebody made a phone call. They were like, "Yo, if it's
Clownfish
DEI, if
TV.
it's not making, yeah, Clownfish TV on YouTube, yeah,
If it's
they're gonna,
DEI, it ain't flying.
yeah, if it no, but all these agendas, like we're gonna have a woman superhero, the Marvels,
She-Hulk.
Wonder Girl, She Hulk, listen, the Acolyte,
The
the
Marvels wasn't that the Marvels wasn't that bad. It was just the
but
ending, the
yeah,
wedding fiasco situation that didn't need to
mhm,
be there. The wedding
right,
fiasco
but
that didn't need to be there. But everything
yeah,
else
yeah.
was wonderful.
But here, but here's the thing. The bottom line is that when you have nothing but superhero women or women that's the lead or the stars, then what happens is there's no audience for that
That's not
because
Or
true. That
women,
is not
also
true.
women
That is
being
not that is
you,
that is
actor
not true
you don't
characters
think
because
being
that's true.
casted
You don't
as
think that's
women.
true. Okay.
that's not true
Also,
because
Galen.
why I say that Galen? Look at Stellar Blade. Why Stellar Blade so awesome? It's
No,
not
I'm
people.
talking about the movie. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the shows and the movie. Like
but that's what I'm
everybody,
saying.
Batwoman,
When it
Batgirl,
comes to the females, they're not looked like how should I say voluptuous, bod.
No, I'm talking about making money. I'm talking
It's
about
not
a
a
money making.
well. It's part of
It's
it.
about making money first. It's
It's
about
part
making
of
money first.
no. It's part of it though. If you not as a man, if you're not showing
Madam Web.
Madam
We're
Web
talking
was
about Madam
good.
Web. We're talking about
Madam
we're talking about box office money. We're talking about cash dollars in the
it
hands.
wasn't good. I
I need my money
Madam
on.
Web wasn't good not because of features. It was based on the storytelling. But
But that's what I'm saying.
everybody,
These people got to make. But nobody asked for Madam Web. Nobody asked for She Hulk.
nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for She-Hulk, but Madam Web should exist.
Bro, there. Okay, all right. When you
She-Hulk
have a
should
movie
not exist.
just like the Thunderbolts, every woman's the lead character on the movie poster. It's always a woman out front as the lead character. Like this has got to stop. This has to stop because it's just like I said last time about if you're gonna ask your child, your son, you're gonna take your son to the movie and say, "Son, do you want to go see Supergirl or do you want to go see He Man?" Your
Of
son
course,
is
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
show
"Dad, I
him
want to go.
see He-Man.
Dad, I want to go see He Man. Dad, I want to go see He Man. Dad,
My
can you
my
take me
daughter
to
would
go
see
see
some
He Man, Dad?
Supergirl.
No. I'm saying, Dad, can you take me to go see? I want to go see He Man.
Of
We're
course she's
not
gonna say that.
like yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's not that difficult to realize that it's not working with these women, all these women, superheroes and stuff. It just doesn't work. It's not working. It's losing money.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for male audience, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. Just like women's basketball exists.
Ha!
Okay, bro. All right, I'm gonna
I,
mute up.
What do you
I kind of get
mean?
what you're
It's
saying. I kind of get what you're saying. It deserves the right to exist. Not that it
yeah,
deserves. Not that it. No, he's not saying it deserves to be watched. It just deserves to exist.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many
So
people?
I'm with it. Galen, I'm with it.
So Galen, you telling me that when it comes to women's basketball, you watch it. Galen, you tell me you watch.
No, no,
That's my point.
no.
That's my point. But it exists though.
Yeah,
That's
but
my point. But
who's
it
putting the bread?
exists.
Who's putting the bread up? And will they become insolvent trying to keep it going? Because if the money is not there, it's going to collapse. It's not gonna
It,
like
it
at some point people are starting to realize, yo, man, this ain't working.
the only way that is going to work for female perspective if the writing fits. If the writing doesn't fit, it's gonna collapse. Just like you said.
Okay, watch
I
this.
agree
I'll
with
give you
you
this.
in most parts of what you're conveying, but you
I'll
have to
tell you this.
also understand
I'll
it
give
has
you
to
this.
exist.
Here's what I'll do. I'll give you this. I'll give you Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. No, we never seen it before. The writing was, we never. Okay, boom, boom, boom. It wasn't. Okay, boom. I get it. Wonder Woman. Okay, I'll give you. I'll give you that. There you go. Boom. There you go. After Wonder Woman, what? What we got? Thor, Love and Thunder. We got the Ant Man and the Wasp, and then the girl she come out, and then the Quantum. Come on, bro! Like it just turns into a Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever went from a man's story to an Angela Bassett story. Like Angela Bassett and Shuri story, like Wakanda
Because
Forever.
they were
It
too
went
weak
from
to recast. Don't forget they were too pussy to weak to recast
no,
it.
no, that's what I'm saying. It went from a story about a man and a king, about his son and the redemption of the black people, and then the man and the king to talk. And then the next movie was all women. It was Angela Bassett, Shuri, and then no men, hardly no men. It was a Spanish guy, a Mexican guy, and then man, the thing was a dumpster fire.
But but you have to also understand the Indian guy, the Spanish guy has to be has to be brung in, right?
Yeah, but the story deviated from what got people in the seats on the first movie. The original the story should be about a father and his son and running the kingdom. That's the narrative. If Chadwick Boseman didn't pass and they would have kept that story going, the thing
Yeah,
would have made
what?
another
Yeah, of
billion
course,
dollars.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we gotta keep the narratives going, like we're showing like strong men, not these men that's just being thrown around
Not
from
being
movie to movie.
emasculated.
And there you
Not
go.
taking our power.
Because
Especially in a society that makes us feel like we're losing it already.
what's the guy Aquaman, right? He's playing the guy in the Supergirl movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Aquaman. They just throwing all the same
Also,
characters, like the same
Galen,
actors
not
around.
just that, but the role that the version of Aquaman of the version of Lobo that we're getting, we're not getting the super macho, the 80s over the top, manly Lobo. That's not what we're seeing. We're
Mm.
seeing a psychic Lobo. We're seeing second fiddle Lobo. Yeah, and yeah, you know the worst part is, I said it last time. His ride doesn't even fly. It runs on the ground. It's supposed to be flying. He's supposed to be on a sci-fi adventure. It doesn't even fly. It has wheels. His ride has wheels, Galen. It's not supposed to have wheels. That is why I said the whole thing just feels cheap.
Mm. You think that?
Yeah.
I get what you say. I get what you say. Like they didn't put more
He
money
doesn't feel like
into their production,
he's the
into their
right person to play Lobo, but he doesn't feel like Lobo. The whole thing feels cheap. He's actually falling on his ass and whatnot. Like, you know,
Oh my gosh, bro!
and don't
Like
forget, his main rival is Superman. And the first time we're gonna be seeing him is with Supergirl. And when he shows up in Supergirl, what is he doing? Playing second fiddle on in the trailer.
right.
That's not a good look.
And then Supergirl saving a little girl, and just like Last of Us,
Bars.
Last of Us turned into the guy, and then the second part of the game turned into it's starring the girl, and she's a lesbian. Like the whole thing is, it always has a way of doing a rug pull. I call it a rug pull. They'll start
mm,
it off with something that looks promising. It'll be masculine or have men, protecting women, and then the guy he dies or the masculine people die, and then now it's the woman trying to fight for her life, like
well,
or something. And
well,
then yeah,
we about to
that's
give. Well, according to Paramount, Paramount is about to take over HB, HBO, and supposedly when Paramount dissolve HBO, James Gunn is gonna leave because
No.
are you serious?
that's a possibility. You need
Mm.
that's a possibility. I'm not saying
He
that
just got
it
here,
would,
man.
and based on that, you're not liking his style, so he needs to get the fuck out.
Well,
It's
here's the
not
thing.
so much that we're not. Okay, he
Wait,
needs
wait.
to take more of a. He's too hands on, but the thing is, he
he
has
did
a
he
particular
did
style.
but he didn't do
He has
Supergirl though. He didn't
he has a particular style
he didn't
of
do Supergirl though.
storytelling. He has a particular style of storytelling. So if he's a part of it, he's gonna get involved in it. Even if he says he's hands off, he's not really hands off. He's gonna want to get involved with it for the love of the game. And I love that passion, right? But
Hmm.
he only has one style. He's not versatile. Bars. He's not versatile. He only has one style of doing stuff. For example, look at the suit that Superman wore in his movies, in the Superman movie.
Yeah, with trousers.
Like
He
what the
came.
hell?
He brung it back with trousers.
No, no, not that part. The trousers is good, right? But the trouser with that material, not good. Why do I say that? That the material that he had on, it doesn't look like something that Earthlings would make. It doesn't look like something that his mom would make. That looks like Kryptonian military garb. That's something that I would expect Zod's people to be wearing if they showed up. That material, that texture, is something that I would expect for Zod's people to be wearing. Why? Because Zod is from the military guild.
Mm,
But Superman, I would expect more clothy type of thing. If I'm making any sense to anybody, but
mm,
which doesn't what he had on does not go well with Trunks at all. That was more resemblance of the suit or the style of suit that they wore for Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what that reminded me of. The texture of it, looking at it, it's the same texture that I saw for Guardians of the Galaxy. When they in season in volume 3 when they all suited up and they had their suits on, it's the same texture. That you can't put Trunks on that. You're not supposed to put Trunks on it. It's weird. You're trying to do a bunch of different styles and then put your old style into it too. It just like what the hell? Well, which is why I like that they had what you call it the when you look at the some visual arts or some visual displays for for that David Corn sweatsuit. When you see those on the internet, man, those look good. And I'm saying to myself, why couldn't the actual movie be like this? Why we gotta get this from elsewhere? Why couldn't they give us this? And I know
mm.
they're trying to get away from the padding and whatnot, but still, aesthetically, doesn't look like a good Superman. David Cornsweet did his thing, but aesthetically, that suit was not it. I wish it was. The trunks was dope. The trunks was dope. The Superman logo on the cape, great. That's a wonderful, beautiful touch. Mwah, chef's kiss. But the aesthetic of it, that shows me that James Gunn. It shows me that James Gunn doesn't really know how to be versatile. He doesn't know to say, "Hey, that was Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm doing Superman. I cannot bring my Guardians of the Galaxy isms over here at all. Let me do something different. Let
And
me
then
try to treat them like they're different mediums, like they're different things. That they're operating different worlds with different rules and so forth and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, and then
So and he brought that into Peacemaker, and he's gonna be bringing that into Supergirl and so forth.
that I hope not. I hope not. But Glenn, with Disney, I'm hoping to see a trailer with Doctor Doom from Disney. I'm hoping to see the next phase of whatever film that needs to be come out, like Secret Wars. Give me a poster or something when it comes to Secret Wars. If I want to see the next couple of phases that's gonna be coming out for next year. If they're not gonna talk about that at CinemaCon, I hope they talk about that in Comic Con that comes out in September. So
No, but as
so
you say
Glenn,
that,
hmm
Jesse, here's what I'm considering. What if they want to save it for those other cons? If they bring up the stuff that they usually talk about at Comic Con or at DC Expo the Disney Expo
Disney
or
Expo,
DC
yeah,
Fandom. Yeah,
yeah.
if they talk about those stuff here, what are they going to talk about then? Stop rubbing their material,
No,
man.
they're gonna have more phase,
We don't know that.
but but I
What if
know the
all this
whole
theorizing?
phase. I know the
Yeah,
whole cinema.
what if all this theorizing that we're doing, what they're focusing on is none of what we're thinking? And why? Because the stuff that we want them to talk about, as much as, hey, we don't care about what you got, we want what we want, we're not
But
going to get
bro,
what we want,
we
at
already
least not on
we
full
already
display until
but
that
bro,
moment. You see?
when it comes to Disney, we already know Doomsday coming, Secret Wars is coming, and then
Yes.
part two is coming. We also know Shang Chu is coming. We also
Shang-Chi,
know
yeah.
Doctor Strange three is it three?
Yes,
Yeah,
perhaps,
okay,
but the
theory.
most that they'll probably do is to just talk about it, like to say, "Hey, this is what we
Yeah, that's
got
what I'm
going on."
saying. That's
But
what I'm
they're
saying.
not gonna give us. I don't believe.
We're
I'm
not
thinking
getting
about
a
it now, and I
trailer.
can't.
I'm
They're
not.
not gonna
I'm
give us
not
any
hoping for
trailers
it.
or anything
I'm
like
not
that.
hoping for a trailer for that. I'm hoping for a
Mm.
trailer for Doctor Doom. I'm hoping for to know
Yeah,
what's
that's the
going.
thing. We might not get that. That's my point. We might not get it. We want it. We need it, but we might not get. We might not get it, and we'll have
Okay.
to be okay with it
Yeah, of
because
course.
there's something called Comic Con when they'll do that.
That's true.
You get my
That's
point
true.
now?
Yeah. What are you?
They're saving
What
those
are
for
your
those events.
thoughts, Glenn? What are your thoughts? Hearing all this that's coming out for CinemaCon for Sony, Warner Brothers, and Disney. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking, Glenn?
Earth to Galen. Earth to Galen. Oh,
Felt
he not
great.
here right now?
Carlo, you in the building? I sent you an invite. Pat, can you bring him to the stage if you can?
Yeah, Carlo
Diamond,
like to be low key too much, man.
Galen, you here? So, OG, what are your thoughts?
About Super Cool?
No, with everything that I said, with Sony, Comic Con, with Sony's Comic Con, with Warner Brothers and Disney. What are your thoughts?
I feel like they will bring up some of the stuff we're talking about
Hmm.
at Comic Con and a lot more than what we talked about. And the Sonyverse, it's too soon to say. It's still too new of a deal. We might have to wait that out and see what happens there.
Hmm.
They said the last one was super cool,
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, with Warner Brothers, we have possibly Swamp Thing, Batwoman. I mean, what I'm saying, Batwoman, Batman Part Two, um, and then maybe another trailer of Supergirl with Warner Brothers. With Disney, um, I'm hoping to see a trailer for Doomsday and the next clip art or poster for the next phase. That's what I'm hoping for with Disney.
Hey, hey, my bad, man. My phone had died. Um, what do you guys think about the Sony and Spider-Man thing? Like, do you think that Sony should just give it up, or like and just let Marvel have the whole? Like, I don't know why Sony and they want to have this rights to Venom, and I just feel like I think Sony should just let it go and just give.
My thing is, right, there was supposed to be a handshake. Me, handshake meaning as they're supposed to just work together, right? Work together and let Sony
And split the profits.
yes, let Disney help create the idea. Like let them do the writing position, let them take on that role so more characters could fill in to Marvel's universe. Because, we have Spider-Man. So let us take some of these characters and intertwine them into the Marvelverse. Because without Sinister Six, Sinister Six cannot be created without having the full effect of Spider-Man Spider-Man within itself. Because the Sinister Six has I think two characters from the from the Spider-Man verse. That's that's there. Then we have um fire. What's this dude name? Fuck, I keep forgetting his name.
Who are you
Uh,
talking about? You're talking about Electro and Doc Ock?
no, the Sinister Six. Sinister Six
Yes.
had,
A part of that Electro is a part of the a part of the Sinister Six, and Doc Ock is the one who runs the Sinister Six.
and then we
Right, you
have
got Ryan, you got the Rhino, you got Rhino, you got I think Rhino's supposed to be in
and then
I don't
you
know if
have,
Yeah.
he
and then you
Sometimes
have,
yes.
and then you have Doctor
Rhino,
Strange too.
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Who was that? Shocker. Shocker was in
Yes, that's
Homecoming.
right. But Shocker is done.
He was in Homecoming.
Shocker
Um
died. And
uh
then we got a new Shocker. That's right.
yeah, the new Shocker. So
Mm.
so my thing is that was the question. Is like we got two, I think Sony just needs to let go and let Marvel and Disney, like I don't even like the whole Disney Marvel thing
I hate
either.
Disney, and I hate
I
that
hate
Disney
the
has
Marvel.
Marvel. But let's
Yeah,
keep all the toys together. Let's not split up the marriage. Let's not have a broken home.
yeah. So
You really?
we really are at a point where Spider-Man Brand New Day has to do well, and then it's going to set up Doomsday. I think there might be like an after credit or some type of something that's going to give us like a hint towards Doomsday. I don't know why I feel that, but we're going to see. But Spider-Man Brand New Day has to be like that movie that's going to get people excited about Avengers Doomsday. Like we haven't, like that's how they normally do it. They had that summer movie, and then Doomsday comes out towards the end of the year. So to get people hype about the Avengers, like Endgame or Infinity Wars, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, that's over. You're not gonna you're not gonna feel the excitement and hype like you did when you saw Infinity War or you saw the trailer for Infinity War. You saw Captain America, Black Panther. Everybody's running toward. No, 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 no. It's not gonna have the same effect. Those days are over.
Agreed. It's gonna be a while before they can even try to recapture that.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a while before they can
So
even try to
so
hope to recapture that.
so this is a turning point. We'll see how Spider-Man does with the Punisher if it goes like the more mutant graphic, But this is all we got is Spider-Man Brand New Day. If this has to be a great movie. This is all we have. This is it.
Yes,
True. True.
This is it, bro.
yeah. We don't.
Everybody gonna see Spider-Man. Go
Yeah,
ahead, bro.
everybody's gonna say yes. Continue, continue.
No, no,
Um.
I'm just saying.
But
This is
by
what we
the
got.
way,
Go ahead.
Galen. Just for your benefit, in the chat, I posted two links. Well, I posted three, but I posted two for you that talks where this guy that I trust on YouTube when it comes down to comics, he breaks down
I'm talking about Ghost
some
Rider.
gender swaps.
How can I forget
No,
about Ghost
we're
Rider?
talking some gender swaps that take place in our comic book movies or comic book shows that make no sense. Like, why are these gender swaps happening from men to women and so forth? I put two of those in the chat just for you. But after that, I put one link that I want to share with everybody, and I want us to talk about it on the podcast. And it's about green flags that could possibly be going that DC Public got going for lanterns, as to why lanterns could be a success potentially. So he noted four green flags that he's looking at, or positive things that he's looking at for lanterns, that he can say, you know what, let's give it a try. So I want to share that with the group. But just for you, Galen,
Okay.
the two links before
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
the two links
screenshotted them.
before have gender swaps going on. By the way, were you able to see the links for the last time?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I went through some of them. Yeah. So
And what did you think?
I had to go. Yeah. I'm with you. I have to go back and look at all because it was so many. But yeah, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, but
I
it's good
feel you.
material, right?
Yeah.
And my
Keep it. Yeah,
point is, these people on YouTube who are making pennies on the dollar and dealing with copyright strikes and whatnot are putting out better content than the people who are supposed to be putting out better content.
man.
I'm talking
Man,
about the
listen.
Midnight
Yeah, go ahead.
Suns. That's what I was talking about.
Mm.
But continue.
And Midnight
Oh,
Suns too. Nanda also did something on the Midnight Suns that would have tied in Blade. And it
Yeah.
was dope. But yeah. So if we have time to talk about Green Lanterns after all this, I would like for us
Green
to run that
Lantern.
and talk about it.
Greenland. I think a lot of people. This is the guy from what is it called? The Netflix, the black guy from what was it called? Heartbreak, not Heartbreak Ridge or whatever. What was it? What was the name of the movie he was in? The black guy from the Lanterns. The
Oh,
Netflix
Aaron
movie where he
Pierre,
was
I believe his name, Aaron
yeah,
Pierre, something like that.
Yeah. He had the little Netflix movie where he was like the mercenary or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope movie. That was a dope movie.
Mhm.
We've always wanted a kind of like a black Green Lantern, and then you got Hal. And they've always screwed up Green Lantern. Like, so is this going to be like Smallville where it just drags out the entire season? Is it going to be like Arrow? Is it going to be like how is this Green Lantern movie or this show? How is this going to like? Is it going to be like like a protege,
Whoa.
and then
What's
he's
that?
training him, and is it going to
Yeah,
be dark?
that's the thing. He's
You know,
supposed to be the new protege, or he's taking this person on, training him. But that's the thing. Jesse, since this is your thing, I would like for you to queue up the last link that I posted so that we can all watch it together and talk about it, which would help us to gain some insight as to what we could potentially be expecting from Green Lantern, from the Lantern series, from someone who knows more about the comics than all of us combined.
Uh, the last one, right?
It's yeah, it's about 17 minutes long. So here's what I recommend. You kind of speed it up by 1.5 um or something to that effect. So we can all watch together.
I got you.
Mhm. Because his stuff is always very detailed and in
So the
depth.
first trailer for
And
HD, right?
it's a bit lengthy, but it's not as lengthy as the 1 hour one that you had you ready for us to watch the last time. So that's good. But yeah, if you can cue that up for us. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. You said 1.5?
Yes, they're about 1.5.
I got you.
Mhm. Is it queued up? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it in the chat. I'm not seeing it on the thing.
On the ping?
You see the
Yeah,
way that when you have your articles read queued up, like we can all see it. I'm
I
not
got you.
seeing that you have it here.
It's not letting me. It's not letting me put it in here.
Good girl.
Let me see. Let me
Okay,
see.
so
We try
what can
another
I
way.
do? What can I do to get you to? Do I send it to you privately?
No, I got. You said Fanta, right?
Yeah, fantagonistic.
Yeah. There we go.
There we are. Thank you. So we can all watch it. So if you click on it, watch it at 1.5 speed, and then
all
afterward
right.
we can talk
Y'all can
about
just
it.
say y'all can say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we just all press play.
Now.
Lanterns came out a bit ago, and it's kind
Yep.
of a shit show of a
Five,
setup. You get fan
4,
backlash with pretty much everything,
three,
but when it's this
two,
strong, it doesn't often
one.
bode well for an adaptation's success. Between complaints about Hal Jordan's age, the cheap-looking budget, the wannabe True Detective look, the edgy as fuck swearing, the underwhelming suit reveal, and the complete lack of any aliens, energy constructs, or the fucking color green, many fans have been voicing their complaints online. When we got our first image for Lanterns, which was just two fucking guys walking with no clear visual indicator that this was even a Green Lantern show, I was skeptical as hell about this thing. But I withheld my judgment until we got a trailer. But once I finally watched it, I have to say, I completely agree with all the backlash, with pretty much everything I was worried about in that first picture being confirmed in the trailer. But there's something else I see within the marketing that we've gotten so far. A small, very small glimmer of blue in the darkness. A blue that we'll call hope. Because despite all the obvious red flags, there are some green flags that I see that this show might actually be alright. Or at least not as bad as fans are rightfully worried it'll be. With the first green flag being the one I think is the most important. Each one of the Green Lanterns we've seen actually seems like the character they're supposed to be. There's been a huge epidemic of skin suit superhero adaptations recently, where show and movie writers grab up a character from the comics, scoop out the personality they've had for decades, and replace it with some entirely new character. So they can advertise this as being a comic adaptation, while really, besides the costume, it's an original fucking character. With James Gunn being incredibly guilty of this. With characters like Frankenstein, Vigilante, Judah Master, Engineer, Crypto, fucking Kong Gorilla, and more, sharing virtually no similarities to the comics version besides their costume or powers. But from what we've seen, that's likely not going to be the case with the Green Lanterns. Guy Gardner has already been portrayed as an obnoxious and abrasive but heroic shit-kicker in Superman. From what little we've seen of the Lanterns trailer, Hal Jordan seems like a devil-may-care, cocky, hotshot maverick who makes his own rules, and Jon Stewart seems like a serious and stoic but sensitive guy with a hint of arrogance. Obviously, the green and the awesome powers is an important part of the character of Green Lantern, and it's very reasonable to be annoyed that that was not showcased front and center in the marketing. But if I have to choose between the characters actually acting like the characters, but clearly being on a bare-bones TV budget, or getting to see them on a huge-ass movie budget, but being entirely new characters, that choice is easy. Hal, John, and Guy are three of the best and most fleshed-out heroes in the entire DC universe. In an adaptation, when the characters seem like they're gonna, act like the characters, it's always a good sign that at least someone gave a shit about this thing. Whether that giving a shit will extend to the writing and plot of the show, I can't yet say. But at least someone cared enough to do the most basic amount of research onto what these guys are like. And it gives me hope that maybe, if we actually get to see Sinestro, Carol, or Kilowog in this thing, they'll actually act even remotely similar to the characters as well. Likely not, and it's likely that as the show goes on, we'll quickly see that these two share nothing in common with the comic versions, and the trailer is a blatant lie. And no matter what their personalities are, one of the biggest changes that's pissing people off, rightfully so, is the age difference between John and Hal. Though in a way, this is kind of a green flag as well, with Green Flag 2 being 3 of the 4 Corpsmen right out the gate. Many of you may have forgotten or just never known, but not that long ago before this version of Lanterns, there were plans for a different Green Lantern show that would take place across 3 different eras, with each era starring its own Green Lanterns. In the 40s, we'd follow Alan Scott. In the 80s, we'd follow Guy Gardner and some original chick made up for the show. And in the modern day, we'd follow Jessica Cruz and Simon Bass. No Hal, no John. And instead of even giving us Kyle, they were going to make up some lame show original chick? Who the fuck was that show for? I love Alan Scott. I love Guy Gardner. And I quite like Simon and Jessica. But this is a very random-ass pitch for a Green Lantern show. But with the DCU version we have now, almost right out of the gate, we've already got Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, and Jon Stewart. And though I would prefer they were all around the same age instead of Hal and John being decades apart, I can accept it. For one, it makes sense within the established continuity. Gardner in Superman was already visibly older than the other heroes. Whether I agree or disagree with this change, I disagree by the way, I cannot blame Lanterns for casting an older Hal Jordan to match. I'm alright with John being younger than Hal, but I would hate it if Guy Gardner was a couple decades Hal Jordan senior. In comics, when the ring scanned the Earth to see who had the willpower and ability to overcome great fear needed to replace a dying Abin Sur, it found 2 potential candidates, Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner. But since Hal was a little closer, it went to him, with Guy getting a ring years later. This has always led to Guy having a chip on his shoulder and a rivalry with Hal that would be completely lost if Guy Gardner had been an Earth Green Lantern decades before Hal Jordan. So Lanterns is just following the continuity James Gunn established already in Superman, and I would be a hypocritical asshole to criticize this show for Hal's age while not complaining too much about Superman. But there's another reason the age difference can actually work. It's a good excuse to spam the audience with Earth Lanterns immediately. One of the hardest parts of adapting Green Lantern is that all of the Earth Lanterns are fucking popular. In the comics, there are only supposed to be 2 Lanterns in each space sector. But due to all kinds of convoluted reasons established across decades of comics, we currently have 7 Human Lanterns all operating at the same time. This makes perfect
I'm not
sense
seeing it
mostly
in
to
the
comic
in the
fans
chat.
because we've had years to get to know these characters and understand the continuity of why it makes at least a modicum of sense for there to be so many. But you can't do that right off the bat in a show or movie focused on Green Lantern lore. It's too fucking much to toss at the audience at once. You can introduce 1 or 2, but more than that, and the ring loses its uniqueness. But with this age difference, it's a good excuse to start us off with 3 immediately. Hal and Guy were the Green Lanterns of Earth, and now we have a story where it's time to pass it off to the next generation, starting with John. And you can get John in without just having to skip Hal or Guy. But most importantly, choosing these 3 as our first Green Lanterns shows us that in this universe, fan expectation is the guiding light for which Lanterns we're showcasing first, not some weird-ass checklist bullshit no comic fan cares about. I like Simon and Jessica, but I can guarantee it wasn't their characters that made the show want to feature them as main characters in the modern day. And from what we learned from press releases, it was pretty apparent that the thing they were most excited to portray about Alan Scott wasn't the decades of continuity he's had since the 40s. It was something that they forced onto him within the last decade. Guy Gardner was supposed to represent hyper-masculinity and patriotism because of course he was, and I'll give you one guess what his like the first 3 that make most sense with that first. They shoved in Kyle, Jessica, Simon, or Forbid Joe, making me hopeful that maybe Kyle will appear someday, and we can get the 4 freaking Corpsmen on screen in live action all together, which regardless of any age changes would be fucking awesome. But yeah, it shows dark edgy tone, which actually surprisingly leads me to my 3rd green flag. Lantern seems very different than the rest of the DCU. One of the main things that makes shared universes so interesting is smashing completely different styles of story and character together, even though they really shouldn't fit, and calling it a universe. This is some of the magic of early DC comics, when the incredibly different styles of the Spectre, Hawkman, Green Lantern, Johnny Quick, Ma Uncle Flash, Superman, Batman, and more started crossing over and built something much more unique than any one of them alone. In the early MCU, they did this very well, smashing the grounded world of Iron Man with the fantastical magic world of Thor and the campy superhero world of Captain America. And what came out in Avengers and beyond was an awesome mix that set this machine in motion for a decade. But the modern MCU has become pretty consistent. The same kind of colors, the same types of costumes, the same stories, tones, jokes, and archetypes. Even when they try to make things seem different from each other, the world has become very unified with a house style that makes the prospects of these characters crossing over a lot less exciting. And so far, that's also what the DCU has been. Everything is James Gunn's unique style, because everything so far has been made by him. Sure, Peacemaker swears more than Superman, the creature commanders are more violent than Superman, but I easily believe that all of this exists in the same universe. Everyone talks more or less the same, they each tell the same kind of cartoony but metaphorical for our reality stories, they each have the same kinds of bright but gritty colors. Am I that excited to see Peacemaker, Superman, and the Bride share the screen? Not really, because I feel like I can easily imagine what that would be like. There's no question that all these movies are canon with each other. But Lanterns looks and feels absolutely nothing like Superman or Peacemaker. It's hard to believe this dreary, depressing-looking, dark-grounded show is even supposed to be canon with Gunn's bright, zany DC universe. Guy Gardner meeting Peacemaker wasn't that strange. The two characters feel like they're written by the same guy to live in the same world. But imagining this version of Hal knowing this version of Guy is much more interesting to me. What will the different styles of each character and show bring out in the other characters? How will appearing in different styles change and influence Guy after appearing in Lanterns? John when he appears in Superman? This I'm interested to see. The main thing all failed shared universes get wrong immediately is that these things aren't supposed to all feel the same. That's boring as hell to the audience. But taking drastically different creative visions and smashing them together is a cheap, easy, and interesting way to world build something that no one person alone would think of. And in comics, that has led to some of the most interesting and unique shared worlds we've ever seen. Now, do I personally want a dark, dreary Green Lantern show? Fuck no. Would I prefer a more colorful and optimistic show instead? Dear fuck, yes. But we've only gotten one movie and two shows out of this universe so far, and they've all looked and felt exactly the fucking same. I don't hate the current style of the DCU, but I will soon if we don't get something fresh to keep it interesting. And if Lanterns can offer that next ingredient to turn this from a Gunverse into something more unique, I will be all for it, as long as the writing is good. Which leads me to my next green flag, which was likely the one most
Let me know
people
when y'all
disagree with.
done.
Whether the show is good or bad, I think it'll at least be interesting. Tom King and Damon Lindelof are two of the most divisive names you could possibly have on this project. Tom King is fixated on deconstructing every superhero possible in some kind of bizarre public therapy session he's forcing us all to watch him undergo. And we've already seen how he'd use both Hal and Guy in some of the worst misunderstandings of the character that I've ever seen. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but a lot of people are. While comics are stagnating, his limited runs often sell quite well. There's some kind of magic about what he writes that appeals to a wide range of people. Whether it's the ironic juxtaposition of bright, colorful, optimistic costumes with his nihilistic, cynical, and depressed outlook on life, or the sense that he's discovering and tearing apart these characters alongside a new reader, I can't say for sure. But I can say that he's carved out a place for himself within the comic world, whether I'm a fan of it or not. And if you're trying to market these characters to a wider audience, even if I disagree with every fiber of my being, on paper, it makes sense to bring in this dude who has been successful at bringing non-comic readers into the medium. And even though I don't even like his work, I keep reading it, as there's something captivating about the way he butchers characters to tell stories that they were never designed to tell. That just, I don't know, it tickles my brain in some unique way. We've had an epidemic of slop recently when it comes to superheroes, and for all his faults, Tom King does not do slop. Deadly Poison maybe, but not slop. And for Damon Lindelof, I can never say a bad word about the guy, because he's responsible for one of my favorite shows of all time, Lost. But since then, specifically when it comes to working on established IPs like Star Trek, Alien, and Watchmen, he's made some, let's say, questionable decisions, to put it lightly.
This is how a ramen brand reached over.
I'll wait for you to go.
This is crazy. Yeah, it had a lot of takes on it.
Over 1 billion people without.
It had a lot of takes on it.
And I was gonna say, man, y'all need to watch that like the 2x speed.
Yeah, he speaks too fast. He speaks too fast to write in 2x.
Yeah, I know. I got the nah for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
this is yeah. When I was watching this, bro, I was like, yeah, man. I think I think Nas is gonna have yeah, this is gonna be an interesting conversation.
Yo, I have videos for everything.
This is gonna be an interesting conversation because I didn't have a problem with Watchmen or Into Darkness. I thought Star Trek Into Darkness was dope.
Mm.
You know, I thought that was a dope movie with the with Khan, with your boy, Doctor Strange, the dude that played Doctor Strange. He played you know, so
He
some
played
of his
Kanye.
yeah, he played Khan, yeah. I thought that was a
Yeah,
dope
Star Trek.
movie. You know, so my thing is this is that when you think about the way this thing could go, I just don't think there's is there an audience that's heavily invested in Green Lantern at this point? Can you get people excited about Green Lantern? And well, I guess what the guy was saying, will the black guy just be like a token black guy, or
Mm.
will it be like a legitimate
Character that
story?
stands on his own.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be a valid Green Lantern? Is he going to be a legitimate valid Green Lantern at the end of the season one? At the end of season one, we have to believe that this guy is Green Lantern. The black guy is actually Green. Like at the end of season one, we have to be convinced, like, yo, bro, you became Green Lantern, bro.
Especially when you consider that the mantle is going to be passed down to him since he's the younger of the
Correct,
two.
correct.
He's
So,
going to
so the
be
whole
the
yeah,
face of the Lantern Corps going forward since Haldron is stepping down. He's too old. And Guy Gardner, he's going to be out of the role too.
right.
Because him and Haldron would be the same age group. They're oldies.
So with this black guy, so the whole season is going to be making this guy into the new Green Lantern, and then is it gonna sell? Is it gonna be valid? Will
Mm.
it be believable? And that's what we have to go. Like Luke Cage, like I like the diversity, you know, with black character, you know, characters like that. But I don't like to. I don't like for people to say, "Oh, that's a black guy." Oh, that's
True.
a black. No, no, no. I don't. I don't. I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind, bro. Like
Uh,
if there
also,
was a black, you know, go ahead.
remember, do you remember when I told you about what the discussion or the argument was about surrounding the about Aaron Pierre getting the role of Green Lantern, or what that conversation was like in within the fandom?
No,
They're like,
I know
yo,
what you're
he's
saying.
not black enough.
Oh,
That
okay.
was the whole talk. He's not black enough. He looks the part facially and physically. He looks the part, but he's just not black enough. That was the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I know you. I thought I know there was Black Lightning. I think Black Lightning was kind of like a dope little. I didn't watch all of it, but
Mm.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying that he wasn't as black as Dark Black Lightning.
Like for the character, especially for what he was supposed to represent in that time.
Right.
He,
They thought Idris Elba was gonna play it at one point, but then that kind of fade. Like he's too old.
yeah, and they were saying John Boyega because
Hmm.
also John Boyega really deserves a break, man. He probably deserved that role, but I say that because of how Disney treated him, making it seem
Right.
like he was gonna be the new face of Star Wars, and then they just slowly phase him out for a skinny little white woman.
So just what do you got? Just like what do you think, Justin? Uh, mm, Jess, what you think? Oh, he muted up.
Oh yeah, oh that's right. He had to dip out a bit, I believe. So
Oh, okay. All right, he
that
dipped
means
out.
that Pat is gonna be taking over.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, so, so here's the thing. We gotta slow down, right? We're not in a rush, are we? Are we in a rush?
Or
Are we in a rush right now, or can we slow
I'm
down? And
chilling. I'm chilling. I'm
okay,
vibing.
all
Never
right.
in a rush.
So,
Never in a rush. Take your time, brother.
Mm.
so the thing is this, man. Uh, we gotta think about good IP, right? We got Miles Morales, right? And I'm going somewhere with this. We got Miles
Hmm.
Morales, right? Into the Spider Verse, black, mixed character, black guy, Hispanic. So that works, right? That works. So here's the thing: Hancock with Will Smith, like that's I mean, we have Black Panther, but like we don't have that many black superheroes on the big screen that's actually like taking like the
Mr.
character like
Terrific.
yeah, man, come on, this guy. This guy. So
I'm Mr. Goddamn Terrific. Yeah.
so what I'm saying is that yeah, Black Lightning, you can let that slide. Like, okay, boom, okay, Black Light, but that's a niche thing, right? But
We
then
need Static
where,
Shock to come on the scene. Feel me?
yeah. So when you think about Green Lantern being black off the rip, because they already had so many failed Green Lantern, like they had Ryan,
Ryan
what's his
Reynolds.
name? Yeah, Yeah, like like Ryan Reynolds he has an unforgive like we can forgive this guy. So many. He played Wolverine, like or he played Deadpool. He
Deadpool.
played in the visual X Men, and then he reimagined. Like so, there's so many chances people can just get to, and we just forgive it. Like Chris Evans played the Flaming Torch or whatever, and then he came back as Captain America, and then so
Blade can't even get us another movie. Like
and
Blade
that
is
guy.
a simple movie about a black guy fighting vampires in
well,
a badass way.
well,
They cannot make a movie out of it. They're
well,
trying so hard to figure out. Well, I guess
but
we don't know how to make this work while they're twiddling their thumbs and rub their nipples. Oh no! I guess we can't make a
I mean,
movie.
but but here's the thing though. We need good storytelling, right? You got Spawn, right? We got Spawn, right? Oh, that was dope when I was a little kid in middle school, like or whatever. Like Spawn. Oh my God, Spawn! Oh Michael. Who played that? Michael
Michael
Jai
J.
White.
White. Michael J. White.
Right. Okay. So watch this. What was Spawn look like? Like a black. I'm just talking about black superheroes or black representation as a legitimate black man being a superhero. That's why Black Panther made $1 billion. So we fast forward now to Green Lantern, the first time Green Lantern's a black guy. It's in this series, and they got a whole season to convince us that this guy is Green Lantern. So they should not be able to mess this up, right? I'll
You know
mute up.
what?
I'll mute up. I'll mute up.
They shouldn't be able to
I'll,
mess it up, but guess what? But guess what? They messed up Captain America. They messed up
Captain
Sam
America
Wilson.
what?
They messed up Anthony Mackie's Captain America. Because what the heck was that?
Oh, you talking about that one? Okay,
Yeah.
that don't
So if
count.
they
That don't
did that,
count. That don't count.
look, no, I'm thinking of the track record. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a track
Got you,
record
got you, got you, got you,
within the
got you,
fan
got you.
base. They haven't been able to give us a Blade movie. The last time they did a Blade spin-off, not a Blade spin-off, they gave us anything that's Blade material. It was a one-off show, TV show that got cancelled after one season, and
Oh,
that
was
happened
it?
when I was a
Okay,
child
got you.
with some unknown rapper, and then they never tried it again, and they
Mm,
never tried it again. Cause I watched it as a child and I loved it, but so that happened and that got cancelled out of nowhere. Now we and Blade is still in developmental hell to the point where even though Mahershala Ali is attached to play, he's like, screw it. There's no point at this point because they're not doing anything, and the actor is just getting older and older, and no Blade movies coming out. They can't capitalize on his freshness, you know. Then
right.
you have they were talking about Static Shock being a movie for how many years? Nothing ever came of it. We finally got a Black Panther movie, and he died.
Wait. We got Wonder Man right now. I haven't watched it because I want to
Yeah,
binge it. We got
yeah,
what?
I'm getting. I'll thank you for bringing that to my attention, but I'll get there. I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
got you.
We finally got
Mhm.
a Black Panther movie, and the impact that it had worldwide was something else. It was so phenomenal. People treated this like it was a real historical event. This is the best thing that ever happened to Black culture. Better than Martin Luther King fighting the streets and all that. That was the level of hype that was there, right? And then he died, and they didn't recast him to keep the momentum going. He unfortunately died, and they did not recast like he would have wanted to keep the momentum going. They're like, "Oh no, we're gonna respect his wishes,"
But
and they
hold on,
never
hold
give
on, hold
another
on, hold
black
on,
guy
hold on, hold
the
on, hold on,
chance.
hold on. Ryan Coogler
Yeah.
was a black director who
Yes.
directed that movie,
That too. That
which was
too.
yeah. So we got to give credit to Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, because Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, they did Creed, and then they did the Black Panther joint. They did Creed. They did. So you got to look at the
Yeah, true.
that
But I'm
movie.
talking
That
about
movie was huge.
within the comic book
Yeah.
fan base. We're talking about within the comic book fan base. The
But
moment
we're also
he
talking
died,
we're also talking about it. Hold on, we're also talking about Black Panther being a great story. It wasn't
yeah.
just that it was just it's $1 billion movie. People vibranium. It was no. It
Oh
was
yeah,
a great
sure.
story. It was a story. It was like Shakespeare. It was like a Shakespearean story.
Mm,
Like it was a great story. I don't care. I mean, it was like Dark Knight. It didn't have to be about Batman. The story was good. It was compelling.
sure.
So that's what we want as fans. We want a
True.
great story. I don't care about if it's Black Panther, Green Lantern. I don't care. I just want a great story that makes sense
That
for when
involve
I
black
leave.
characters. But what I'm saying is, hey, there hasn't been a positive track record of late to showcase that. Generally speaking, they know how to do that because they're afraid to touch Blade. They recast Black Panther. They're iffy about Shamik Moore, who plays Miles Morales, because of his corniness. So they're iffy about recasting him or whatnot, right?
Hmm.
Since
Hmm.
they saw how he was acting, and the
Hmm.
girl who played Tom Holland's girlfriend, or
Zendaya.
in
Zendaya.
no, not her, the person before in Spider-Man Homecoming, when we saw that
Oh, okay. Okay.
when he was dating Vulture's daughter.
Yeah, yeah. The black
That
girl. Yeah.
person came out and say, "Yo, I don't effing like you. You are corny. You're weird." That's what she said to Samik
Mm.
Moore,
Mm.
because she, like, he was trying to get at her, like he was trying to holler, and it just wasn't working, and
And
the
then
media
he and
just
then he ended
clowned
up
him.
with and then he ended up with Zendaya. So
No, no,
who
no. I'm
won?
not. No, no, not
Oh.
Tom Holland. I'm talking about the
Oh.
black guy who's doing the voice acting
Oh,
for
oh,
Miles
oh,
Morales
oh, oh,
in
from
Across the
okay.
Spider Verse.
Spider Verse. Oh, got you,
Yes,
got you, got you.
that black
Okay.
guy has feelings, or he expressed feelings for that girl from that movie.
In
But
real
the way
life.
that he went, yeah, in real life, and the way that he went about it, everyone clowned him for it and said that he was corny. So because of that, the hype for Across the Spider Verse, the third installation of the movie, was dying down a little bit because of
Oh, the
that
chemi-
actor.
the chemistry wasn't the chemistry.
Yeah, people was like, "Yo, maybe we shouldn't go see this movie if this what he's moving like." Because they were like, "Yo, he's that guy. He was on top of the world," but then he did that, and then that fame that started to die down. Right now, you have, in addition to that, into the black actors within the superhero space, you have Captain America, who okay, stay the Sam Wilson Captain America. He sucked as a Captain America. Matter of fact, his villains was nowhere as impressive as the Steve Rogers villains that he had to go up against. Nor is his
Right.
feats anywhere near as impressive as Steve Rogers. Right? Then, in addition to that, and his lines were cornier than Steve Rogers and made no
That's what,
sense.
but that's what I'm saying. He should have never been Captain America.
Yes,
He should have been the Falcon, because Captain
mhm,
America has a super. I think I would have rather seen Bucky be Cap.
true. And then also, don't forget about the actress who plays Monica Rambeau. They had her say some court. Monica Rambeau in the comics, she ran the Avengers for a good chunk of time. Matter of fact, she has nothing to do with Miss Marvel or Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel at all. She got her name independently. She was a no nonsense, down to business type of person. But in the MCU, they have her working with Sword, and they give her corny lines to say, and they tie her story to Carol Danvers to the point where she's saying Auntie Carol. Auntie Carol, my ass. She don't even know you in the comics. So why are you
So
gonna
so
link her
what?
to that and then have her say corny lines that make no sense about they'll never know what you gave up? Bitch, you just watched her terrorize this whole community of Westview. You watch her mind control this whole community into some false reality that's not even theirs. You watched it happen. And then they're gonna say,
Oh,
"Oh, they will never know what you gave up for them." Why
Okay,
is
okay,
that
hold
what?
on.
Why is that the corner line that you're saying? Why they having a black actress and not even that, a no nonsense, super well respected and well loved black character in their comics say corny and stupid lines like that?
Okay, okay, hold on. Passions are high.
Yeah,
Let's.
but it needed to be said. The point
No,
was,
I get you. I get you.
yeah, the
Go ahead.
point was we have so far we have a negative track record to date as in terms of how black superhero characters are
Okay,
treated,
okay.
right?
I got something for. I got something for you, real quick.
So who's to say that they will be able to deliver? This is tying back into what you're saying now. All of this being said, who's to say that they're going to deliver a positive, super well respected, well beloved version of Aaron Pierce Green Lantern?
Okay, okay. So real quick, we
Yeah.
got you said a mouthful, right? So we
Yeah,
got Captain
my apologies.
America.
It's just all of that
No,
needed to
no,
be
no. You
said to
good. You
build it.
good. You good. So here, answer me this. I'm not sure about this. Did the
Uh-huh.
Russo brothers direct Captain America: First Avengers? Did the Russo
No, that was
brothers
Joss Whedon.
direct? Okay, that was
Not Joss
okay.
Whedon.
So did the Russo brothers direct Captain America:
Winter
The Winter
Soldier.
Soldier?
Winter
Okay, so
Soldier
that's
all
what.
the way, that was
Okay,
all them.
okay. So watch this. So watch this. You can tell the difference between the movie night and day, right?
True.
Like the no. I'm saying with the Russo brothers
I agree,
directing
I
Winter
agree.
Soldier. Yeah, yeah. So the direction style of the Russo brothers, we can agree that Winter Soldier was like really gritty. It was like, yo, this is what we want to see. And
Yeah,
then
man.
now they direct Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they introduced the Black Panther. Okay, they introduced the Black Panther in Civil War. The fighting style, you could tell like it was a completely different fighting style than the Black Panther movie. But
True.
you could tell the direction style, like it was kind of like heat. It was intense action. So I'm talking about
And the
Captain
suit
America.
was better. The suit of the Black Panther suit in Civil
Ah,
War was better than the one that Black Panther got in his own movie.
ah.
Yo, in his own movie,
So
they couldn't even give him the cape.
so
He's a
so
king.
so watch this.
They couldn't
So
even give
here's
him a
what I was
cape.
so what I was thinking was is that I was like, imagine the casino scene in Black Panther movie, in the casino scene. Imagine if he was fighting like he was in Civil War, like with the
Yo,
real, like that would be crazy. I could tell
yo.
that like his fighting style. I was like, yo, this is kind of Chadwick Boseman. He was trying to do his thing, but it was like it wasn't like a really like hand to hand combat like the Ip Man, or like a real like Bruce Wayne Batman, like League of Shadow. Like it wasn't like a real. It was kind of like I'm gonna throw you over here, I'm gonna throw you over there, and
Yes,
it was.
there was no martial arts involved, so to
Yeah, it was
speak.
doing martial art. Like it was like,
Even
yo,
though
how are
Black Panther is supposed to know almost every single martial arts known to man,
right?
and
Like
then some.
Chadwick Boseman, yeah, he Chadwick Boseman did the best he could, but I think that you could tell the directorial style from how Black Panther was in the movie, in his movie, versus how he was in Civil War. Two completely different people. That was a stunt man. That was a stunt man that was in the Black Panther suit.
Yes,
That
I
was
believe
not
his name
that
is
was not
Guy de
Chadwick
Silva.
Boseman. Yeah, yeah, that was
The
not
stuntman's name is Guy de Silva. I love that guy.
yeah, that was not Black Panther, or that was not Chadwick Boseman in the Civil War movie, in the Black Panther uniform. That was not Chadwick Boseman. I'm gonna
That was
repeat
Guy
that.
de Silva.
Yeah, exactly. So in the Black Panther movie, when you're showing Chadwick Boseman fighting Mbatu and all these guys, like it's almost kind of like you can't really get the same. And now I know the guy, he was kind of sick or whatever, but.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that I see the directorial style. So now you have the Russo brothers, right? Who they go off and direct a few movies with. But now the Russo brothers are back because they directed the Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Infinity War. So now we got the Russo brothers back. The Russo brothers are back. Okay. And so this is going to be a Russo brothers movie, Doomsday. So that's what I'm trying to explain, is that the director makes a huge difference in how the movie comes out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I made that point. Like, yeah, you can say that, yeah, you could put this character in another movie, but it depends on who's directing that movie.
True, because it all comes. That plays a part in how it all comes together. Completely agreed.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Captain America, it was a movie nobody was expecting, nobody wanted, nobody knew about it. The first Avengers. Now it's a cult classic. Captain America First Avenger is a cult classic.
Ugh.
Now you go back and look at it, you be like, man, this is actually better than what it should have been, or we even knew that we even needed the Captain America. And then when you watch Captain America Winter Soldier, it's just up from there.
But
So,
you want to know what the funny thing about winter make when the making of Winter Soldier is that I find very interesting.
what's that?
In making of that movie, the Russo brothers said they wanted to make something that honest trailer cannot make fun of.
Mm.
That was the goal. That's
Okay.
what they said. They want to make something that's honest trailer proof. And they did their best. Honest trailers found something to make fun of. Anyways.
Hey, man, listen,
But they
that
did
movie
their
was
thing.
raw.
They stepped it up. Yo,
So,
they brought Batroc out. I'm like, finally, someone care about Batroc. They had my boy GSP playing Batroc. GSP, that's the MMA guy.
mhm,
They brought him out playing
yeah,
Batroc.
yeah.
And the Hydra out here doing this thing. They brought Crossbones in, and we're like,
Yep.
yes, let's go, let's do
So,
this.
so I'm glad you said that because that's the point that I was going to make. The whole Hydra, right? You talked about Anthony Mackie playing in Captain America,
So y'all gonna
whatever.
forget about Green Arrow, Green Lantern that they flopped on. Y'all gonna forget about him, the black
Who?
guy.
No, 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 no,
No, we're
no,
talking
no,
about that.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no, yeah, yeah. We're not forgetting about that. What I'm saying is
We're
that the
talking about
whole,
that.
here, I'm going back around. We're
Oh, okay,
coming
okay.
around the
Continue,
mountain.
continue, continue.
So Hydra, and then we're going to get back to DC. The
Mm.
Hydra narrative, right? In Winter Soldier, that was so powerful, bro. Captain America Winter Soldier, if you go back and rewatch it, Hydra being brainwashed, being programmed, that's the narrative that was lost some way along the way. And I think they're gonna bring it back in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But the whole Hydra thing, that's where we kind of drifted with the whole Marvel thing, like the Hydra being
It's
programmed.
not.
Like,
It's that, but it's not just that. It's all. It's the point that what caused a droop is that when they removed Hydra, they didn't have anything to replace it with.
exactly.
Because yes, because you have AIM, all right, but they did such a horrible job at showcasing AIM properly in Iron Man 3 that we didn't know what else to do with it. You have Zemo, but because they did such a horrible job at Zemo in
Zemo was
Civil
awesome
War,
though.
they didn't know what
They,
else to do.
No, that
Zemo,
was in Civil War. That was
They
in
didn't know
Civil War.
what else to do
Zemo.
with Zemo in Civil War.
no,
That's
Then
what
he
I'm
you
was
saying.
also
in
have And then also you have the Serpent Society,
What?
but they did such a horrible job with the Serpent Society in Brave New World, not Brave New World, in New World, in Brand New World. It was the Captain America movie with Sam Wilson without was
yeah,
supposed to be the Serpent Society with Esposito,
yeah. They only give him like a one liner with
and
some.
also and then you have Intelligentsia. They did such a horrible job with Intelligentsia in She Hulk.
Mm.
Bro, the
So all these
Hydra
different
narrative
groups
is
that they
so
had that Marvel, all these different groups that
no
Marvel
no
has in their vault,
the
they do
Hydra
nothing
the
with them.
Hydra hold on the Hydra narrative of being able to brainwash a soldier and get him to do like bro that was ahead of its time, bro. Like if you go back and watch Winter Soldier, that's what's
Yeah,
happening now. That's happening now.
Bro,
it was a gold mine that they had.
and then it's still kind of. This is why I'm gonna. This is where my collidness is gonna come in.
Galen.
Galen, where Hydra was fixed on Germans creativeness of trying to get their people stronger, tougher, faster, and only listen to one sound. They were doing that back in the day.
Mm, mm,
All
okay.
this all this history of Hydra, it was brought up real life. It's just that not a lot of people do their history when it comes to German warfare. Just because, yeah, they killed a lot of people, granted, but they wanted to know who can survive from that because they were trying to figure out who was the better soldier, even though their experiments wasn't great. That's why you see Hitler. Hitler was on some speed joint, was on something, because it is impossible that he wasn't on some crank shit.
I don't know if you know, according to history, he wanted to kill as many Jews as possible, um, as quickly as
What
possible,
you
despite
know,
him losing.
that's what
That
you
was his
know.
goal.
That's what
That
you
was his sole
know.
goal.
Yeah, of course, that's what you know. But
That's what is presented. That's what is purported. He
yeah, of
wanted to get rid
course.
of as many Jews as possible within as quickly as possible. Even though he was losing, so he should have been focusing on winning the war. He's like, nah, I need to kill the
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be presented like that. Just as well,
Jews.
just as well as Magneto. Magneto is part of that
Right.
era.
Come on. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
Thank you.
you
Because
know,
Magneto had a
Because his whole thing
yeah.
was
No,
he
no, no, no.
believes us.
Hold on, no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let him cook. He
my
said Magneto. Let
collidness is
him cook.
coming in. Like
Uh,
there's a lot of situations,
Propaganda.
and yeah, of course, there you
yes.
go. Proper, yes, exactly. And it still goes on,
Eugenics.
and it still
Was
goes on,
Magneto wrong? See, that's the
huh?
whole thing. Was Killmonger wrong? See, everybody, it's all about how you look at
Exactly,
it.
exactly. That is true. That is true of an idea of a thought process of how the writer kind of wrote it where it fits the narrative to see which narrative would go based on consumption, based on consumer reaction. That's why I say consumption, so it could just be a general statement. That's why I say consumption instead of saying
So watch this. You're
consumer review.
hold on. You're saying make the bad guy be obscure. We don't know who's really the bad guy. Because if you
Exactly,
look at it from this perspective, Magneto, or you look at it Xavier, or you look at it Killmonger versus T'Challa, like who's really, and then that's where the good storytelling can really make
exactly,
a classic movie.
exactly, exactly. Just
X
like
Men First Class, yeah.
yep. Just like the first time I seen I'm going back at this again because you wasn't here. Joker 1. Joker 1 was awesome. Why was it awesome? Because it felt to me like he was a villain, but at the same token, he was going through things that was attacking him. Like he was getting bullied and bullied and bullied, and you can see that, and you could notice that from another person that was bullied before. From that perspective, you're like, there's people that's out there that is gonna spike up if you keep antagonizing, and
Right,
you're gonna fuck around and find out, or
right.
a person might just like Joker 2, he just took it and took it and took it and took it until he got locked up, and then after that he got killed because he wasn't he wasn't Joker 1.
Mm, mm, mm.
Because when he was Joker 1, he didn't give a shit. As soon as Joker 2 popped off, this girl came into play, like she's Harley Quinn, or or uh or Joker, what's the other one? Not Harley Quinn, the other one. And when you playing 52 cards, you got the little Joker. What's her name supposed to be? Uh,
You mean the Queen?
No,
no.
Or
no,
like a
no. He's
wild
talking
card or
about
something?
yeah, yeah. Harley. Oh, not Harley Quinn, but the big Joker, little Joker. I know
I
what you're
didn't know
talking
there
about.
was another
Jester.
Joker card.
She's supposed to be a jester, right?
Yes,
A
Harley
court
Quinn is
jester.
a
Okay,
jester.
got you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
she's
go.
supposed to be the jester, and she didn't. To
Got you.
me, she didn't. To me, she didn't even felt like she was a jester. based on the way the storytelling was. Like it felt more like
Hey, 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 hey. Now, Birds of Prey, she did that, bro. Like Birds of Prey. So go ahead.
yeah,
That was an
Birds of
ad. That
Prey,
was a pop up ad.
Birds of
That
Prey,
was a pop up ad. That was a pop up ad. Go
Birds
ahead.
of Prey
I'm with
was Birds of Prey
you.
was good. I
Harley Quinn,
wasn't,
she did, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? She did good on
She did
that.
her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All I'm saying is that when it comes to all these narratives that's been popping off that no one sees really, only us that really takes the time and look at production, look at writing, and look at storytelling, that we could foresee these stuff to tell the audience, yo, look what's going on. If you don't speak about it or talk about it, our our comic book will be just based off that. It's gonna keep continuing and continuing and continuing if no one else speaks up. If people is gonna just docile to the narrative because this narrative fits more. Like what example I can give that I felt as though it was still a narrative based on uh like for example,
Perspective.
yeah, like for
Mhm.
example, not OG is not here, but he was talking about where Daredevil, it has that politics narrative that he couldn't formally understood. But when he kept on continuing on watching and you saw the fight night, he was like, "Oh shit, this shit is dope." Because the
Mm,
narrative was there was no more politics that was going on. Now he can enjoy uh, Daredevil more than all this politics that's going on inside of the show. Felt to him it wasn't, it shouldn't been there, right? So
mhm.
there's a lot of that happened. Just like the first Superman that we got, it had a lot of narrative when it comes to what's happening in the Middle East. You don't believe that, but it's there. You know,
They attempted. It was surface level.
uh, surface level, schmersus level, compa level,
But
same shit.
no, but listen though, can we agree that it's all about perspective, right? Like who's
Yes,
the bad guy or
Yes.
the best like who's the like the Incredibles, right? The Incredibles, that movie, because the bad guy was a protege and a fan of Mr. Incredible. He was like,
yes,
"Yo, I'm your fan. I like." And then we realized at the end of the movie, like, dang, the guy who was he turned out to be the bad guy, and he crashed out.
yeah,
And so that's what makes storytelling, like there has to be a genuinely good bad guy, quote unquote, to like the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. The Vulture had a legitimate reason. He was like, man, Tony Stark, man, the Avengers, man, F all this, bro. We about to crash out, bro. Like we about to take all this the weapons. We about to get the weapon. Like the Vulture literally had a plot that really you could be like, yeah, man, I actually feel you.
yeah,
And especially when you
Like
consider that damage control was being ran by Tony Stark at the time too.
yeah,
That
like
was
I
his
feel you,
damage
bro.
control
Like
is
I
his
feel,
company.
yeah, like I feel you, bro. Like I
I think
feel,
damage
shoot.
control was another Hydra clone.
They tried,
Okay.
maybe you can say they tried to be, but it's not really so. It's more of a government agency. Damage control would be their version of Argus, even though that's what Shield is supposed to be. So damage control should not be doing
Nah,
Shield's
nah,
job.
you can't compare Argus with them. Argus was more
Why do I
better
say
at it.
that? I, why do I say that?
Was more better and more controlled of making sure shit got done. With
Agreed, but that's not the
damage
point.
control, what the fuck?
Listen,
Damage
bro.
control
Listen,
did
bro. Listen. Hold on, hold on.
I know. I am the one
I didn't
who
want to
brought up
start an
the
argument.
analogy. I know why I brought it
No,
up.
no, I didn't want to start an argument though. What I was trying to say was, it's Spider-Man Homecoming. The
hmm
Ah,
bad guy was supposed to be the Vulture. He was supposed to be he was supposed to be the bad guy. But was he the bad guy? Was he justified? He was like, "Yo, man, the Avengers. We got all this technology. Like, bruh, we out here, scrambling, trying.
and you're
Like, I want
taking
Yeah,
this
I
away our
get that.
contract.
livelihood,
Like, bro,
Yeah,
like I'm really
he was
down bad right
justified.
now, bro. Like, I'm about to, yeah, like I'm
and
down
you're
bad,
taking
bro.
away our livelihood.
Like,
We're
yeah,
here
bro. Like, I'm about to,
because of
like,
y'all.
I'm about to put these weapons. I'm about to use these weapons in the streets. I got niggas doing drug deals in the alley, and they blowing up blowing up vans in the shocker. These niggas, he vaporizing people. Like, bro, this junk is like grounded in reality. It's like that's what makes the movie so good. Spider-Man Home. That's what makes that movie so good is because Spider-Man Homecoming had a legitimate like situation where if you were in their shoes, you would probably do the same thing. And that's what makes the audience gravitate towards these characters. And then there's a Shakespearean moment where the aha moment is that, oh man, the girl who I'm dating, her father is the guy that it's like, and then that becomes the aha moment.
Hmm.
Just like in Peter Parker with the Green Goblin when when Peter in the old Spider-Man movie when the Green Goblin and then the blood and he was on the set and Harry Osborn. That's what makes good movies. We want to see those movies. We don't want to see Supergirl. We don't want to see Captain. We don't want to see Girl Power. We don't want to see. We want to see good movies that make people think.
And who made Spider-Man Homecoming was Jonathan Goldstein. He's the best at what he does. Jonathan Goldstein. He made Game Night, Horrible Bosses, Dungeons and Dragons.
Hmm.
He's the writer for that, and he also does directing. So just a heads up.
Right.
So
I think Game Night was
all
good. Yeah.
all
So
his shit,
yeah.
all his shit is eights and sevens. The lowest one,
Yeah. I thought.
the
Yeah. I thought.
lowest
Yeah.
one that he directed was Vacation. That was a 6.2.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I thought Game Night was dope. But the bottom here.
Yeah, but I'm
Here's the
just,
point that I'm
that's
making.
why
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so
I
awesome
feel you.
because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah. Yeah.
writer. You know what I mean? I'm just going all
The
based on,
director. The right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
you agree?
continue.
Do you agree with? Do you guys agree with me that these movies are not accidentally just good movies? Right? They're not good movies on accident.
Not, no,
Yes. Yes.
They're
I
watch this. Watch
they're
this.
not
Watch this.
because
Watch
I'm
this.
listening.
They're good movies on purpose.
Hmm.
that there was intention behind their creation.
Ah,
Mm.
ah,
I get you now.
ah. They're good movies on purpose because you can't fake making a good movie. Either it's good or it's not.
So
With
You
such
can't
limited
fake.
time that the top movie is good.
my question is to you, right? My question is to you based on, this is a second writer. This is a second writer that did Homecoming. He did Bones. He did Waiting. He did Drunk History. He did uh uh Fresh Off
You
the
said
Boat.
writer. You said right. You said writer, right? Not
Writer,
director.
yes, not
Okay.
director.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Writer. He had a
Okay.
he had there were two writers that wrote Spider-Man Homecoming.
Uh
Spider-Man
huh.
Homecoming. He wrote. He also wrote. Just him as a writer. He wrote Dungeons and Dragons, Drunken History, Game Night, Bottoms.
He did Bones too, the TV series. So with Bones,
Hmm. Yeah, those are dope. Yeah, those are all dope. Bones was dope.
Yeah, I watched the whole series of Bones.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And you probably shouldn't have watched it. You probably watched the first, and you was like, "Yo, this is kind of crazy." And then like that's how I was with Hannibal. Like when I watched Hannibal, the first few
I've
episodes of
been
the,
meaning to
I
watch
ended up
that.
watching the. Man, bro, like listen, bro. When I watched Hannibal, I was like, "Yo, this is how is this guy getting away with eating these people, bro?" And he's a psycho. Like, bro, I was like, "This is crazy, bro." And then I just kept watching it, bro. Like the junk was actually, but the thing is that we got writer and then we have director because there's a lot of good screenplays that when they get directed,
let me
the
see who was the
director has a
director.
different vision, and then the junk goes,
John Watts was the director.
yeah.
John
So
Watts was the
so
director.
it has to be a congruency of the writer's envision and then the director is trying to get with the writers to see what they envision, and then you got the producer, and then the producer's putting up all the bread, and then the producer can come in and put their little 2 cents in, and then that could change the whole. Oh, we want to, we need a little bit more LGBT, we need a little bit more of this, we need because we're getting funded by BlackRock, or we're getting funded by whoever is funding us behind the
True,
scenes. So
true.
yeah, so now the producer that's putting the bread up is like, yo, we got to put a gay character, we got to put this character in there. Like, y'all got to change up some of the, and then that's why everything is
And
going
product
downhill.
placements.
So that's why when Jordan Peele puts his own bread up and says, yo, I'm gonna make Get Out, I'm gonna do something crazy, I'm gonna do something different. I'm getting out of Key and Peele, I'm getting out of Mad TV, I'm gonna do Get Out. This is something my passion project. He puts his own bread up, and now all of a sudden he's supposed to be the new M Night Shyamalan. So when you put your own bread up and you put your money where your mouth is, like Ryan Coogler with Sinners, that's when you can break through. You don't have any. You
True.
don't have to answer to nobody. You don't have to answer to nobody to get your screenplay done. You be like, no, I'll put my own bread up, nigga. I'm making this movie. I'm the producer. I'm the director. I'm putting my Ice Cube with Friday. Me and DJ Pooh, we're gonna max out our credit cards. We're gonna make Friday, bro. Against all odds. Nobody's gonna give us no money for this movie. This movie don't even make no sense on paper. Nobody's gonna pay for this. We gotta put our bread up. Now it's a cult classic. Now everybody wants. That's how it works when you are black and when you are trying to make it. You gotta put your own bread up. And then once they see it works, then they're gonna come try to steal your IP. They wanna, oh man, we always knew you could make it. We always knew you could do it. We always knew you could.
And
Shut up. Ah.
director, right? You might know a couple of what he directed. He did Skeleton Crew. He did Wolves. He did the Old Man, and he did No Way Home, of course. He did Peter's To Do List, and he also did the second one, Cop Car, Clown. I don't know if you ever heard of these before,
No.
but he's been around for a hot minute.
But so
First
anyway,
director. This is the first director that ever did this particular Spider-Man, and he did well with it with the first two. But the third
oh
one,
oh he did the second one too.
yeah, he did the first one and the second one. No Way Home and Far
Really?
From Home.
He did Far From Man. I thought Far From Home, bro. That movie is underrated, bro. Far From Home. That is a deep movie, bro. That's what's going on now. That movie is with what's his name? Mysterio
Yeah,
Jake
with the
Gyllenhaal.
whole yeah, Mysterio. Bro, if you look at that scene where he went with Tony with the Samuel L. Jackson and stuff, and then everything just changed on him, and he thought bruh, that the man, that whole sequence was crazy when he was in that world where he was confused and he was running into walls, and Mysterio completely messed his whole mind up, bro. Like, he thought he was really fighting, and he was real, bro. That's scary, bro.
And his
That was a
senses weren't
very
working. And his senses weren't working.
the one that's doing this one, his name is Destin Daniel Cretton, and he's the director for this one.
What has he done before?
okay.
What he done before, I'm gonna tell you in a second.
Hmm.
Uh,
This is great. You talking about Brand New Day, right? Brand New Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
Day. He
Okay, gotcha.
did.
Yeah, okay.
He did Wonder Man. He did Lucky Lou.
Oh
He
yes, I forgot to talk about Wonder Man.
he did
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Tokyo
go ahead, John
Vice.
Becker.
He did Tokyo Vice. He did American Born Chinese. He did
ABC. Let's go.
in the Guardian of Tulips, Closing Destiny, Sam Old, Los. That's a short. That's short, but all these other things are shorts. But um, I would say up to American Born Chinese, Tokyo Vice, Lucky Lou, and Wonder Man. Those are the two things.
Okay. So he has some his like Asian type of background or whatever, like Asian stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, because
that's
I
his
know in
bag.
Brand
That's his
New,
bag.
I know in Brand New Day they got the ninjas. what's the ninjas called? They
The
called
hand, the hand.
the hand. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
So
like that
that's
they're
what.
there, but it is what it is.
No, 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 no. Apparently,
And you cooking.
somebody knows something we don't know. Apparently, somebody knows something we don't know, bro. If they
Mm.
got the hand in there, then that means this movie is gonna be different, bro. It's gonna be different because it's ninjas. You got ninjas and Punisher, like with Spider Man, and then now Peter Parker. Oh yeah, like crazy because we never seen him. We never seen dude like this before, and he down bad. Nobody remember him, and he can just slide and just do whatever, bro. This junk is gonna be crazy, bro. Like it might actually, like, bro, this junk might be revolutionary, bro. Like we don't know, bro.
These writers are new writers. They never wrote.
Exactly. That's what
That's
makes
and
it
that's a
good.
good thing. That
That's a
is a
good
good
thing.
thing.
They
No,
got
they're
something to
taking
prove.
they taking off of Stanley Lee's comic book. So they read Stanley Lee's version of comic book.
Exactly. They're
There we
actually
So
go.
fans.
so
And that's
They're
what the
it's
fans
part
have been
of
fans.
the
asking
right.
for. That's
Is
what I've been
Stanley
asking
is
for.
part. Stanley is part of the writing category. If you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying, but
Okay.
these two people are entirely new. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you the first one. The first I'm gonna tell you the first guy. His name is Chris McKenna. He's only done as a writer. Let me see. As a writer, he did Ghost. He did Spat.
Ghost.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Ghost.
there.
He did
With
Ghost.
Patrick Swayze?
Uh
Yeah.
no. Ghosted. I'm
Oh.
sorry, Ghosted,
Oh,
not
Ghost.
Ghost.
I was
Oh,
about
you
to say.
scared us because we thought you were talking about James St. Patrick. We thought you were talking
I
about
was
that
like,
James St. Patrick. You feel me?
Ghosted.
yo,
He
Waller.
he also wrote uh why does it cannot just show me
Hey,
the
bro,
freaking
I might
right
have to have y'all on my. I might have to add y'all to my list, man. Y'all might have to be on my team.
word. He also
I got a script, bro. Go ahead.
but
Dude, join us. Be a permanent
yeah,
member.
yeah, join us
I am. Go ahead.
on a Facebook channel. I'm gonna send
Oh,
it
on
to
the
you.
Facebook. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
bet. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he also did Ant-Man and the Wasp. He also did Jumanji.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is good. Jumanji is good.
He also did the Legos Batman movie. He
Oh
Legos
yeah.
Batman is
screenplayed
Okay,
good.
I'm
that.
there. I'm there. Uh,
He
and you're saying this is the guy who doing what now?
he did the writing for Spider-Man Brand New Day. He's the writer. He's
Brand
the
new day. Okay,
co-writer.
got you. Okay,
He's
the
the
Lego
co-writer.
Batman. Okay, I'm there. I'm there. Okay, yeah. So if he got some, yeah, like the Punisher, like when he hit them with the web and he censor his mouth, the Punisher was getting ready to cuss,
He also
and then
did
he hit,
American Dad.
yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah, man. This chunk is gonna be crazy, bro.
And,
Brand
and
new Jacob
Igo,
gonna be crazy.
Ergo, I don't know what they're supposed to be. IGOR.
Argo,
Argo. That's with
IGO.
Ben Affleck. That's Ben Affleck movie.
Okay.
No. IGOR. He said, oh, AGR, Argo.
IGOR.
Oh, my bad. I'll
Oh,
shut up.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that
A
is.
I
five
don't know
point.
that either.
That one's a 5.9, so it didn't hit. So, but
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
everything else from American Dad
Nigga, Lego Batman,
to
American
Ghosted,
Dad. Yeah, bro. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There you go.
he Ghosted was a 5.8. That was a
Yeah, yeah.
two, but everything else is like eights and seven, eights and seven. Well,
Man, bro, listen. Yeah.
Jumanji is a 6.9, but that's okay. It's still a seven.
You talking about with Kevin Hart, right? Kevin Hart and The Rock, that one.
Let me click on it and find
Jumanji,
out.
Jumanji,
Yes,
Kevin
yes,
Hart and The
yes,
Rock. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that was cool. They did that. Yeah, that was all right. But the bottom line is this, bro. Just because you're a writer doesn't mean that you have the final say. It just means that you're trusting that somebody sees your vision. Because I
yeah,
can write something and I can see it in my head when I'm writing it, but then when the director and the producers get a hold of it, it might not be exactly what I saw in my head, but it could be like close to it. So I let some things slide, but a lot of things get diluted from the writer to the director and the producer. So when I'm writing something, I see it in my head. I'm like, yo, if what I see in my head gets made on screen, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a, and then what happens is a lot of times along the way, sometimes the line breaks, and then the writer had something else in his mind, and then they were like, "Yo, we can't do this. We're gonna have to change this. We're gonna have to change that." Somebody might get offended. So this is why we got scared. Not the. This is the commercial break. Scary movie, the new scary movie with the Wayans being back. Now that they're writing and directing it, and they have the input, it's gonna be a completely different scary movie because the original people are back behind the pen and they're able to have control over how it's directed. So this new scary movie is going to be completely different than the last scary, like when they weren't involved in it. If that makes sense.
I get you.
I understand what you're saying. I
Yeah.
I
So
I
yeah.
sent you. I pasted the link for the Facebook channel.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to follow you guys over there because I got a script, man. I got a plug on Tubi, and it's never too late. It's never too late to act, bro. Like if you guys want to try to do like some casting calls or something, because I got to plug my homeboy, his auntie. They got like little Tubi joints,
Hmm.
and that's where all the bread is right now. Like doing like
I
Tubi
have a
movies and stuff.
I do have a movie in mind that
Okay.
I've been writing already, and it has to do a lot with a movie based on the Caribbean. Like no one seen that. Like seeing Wonder Man gave me the idea like it could happen. It could
Okay.
the the way Wonder Man flowed with the conversation where he was speaking dialect to his family, but when it comes to everybody else,
Mm,
he was speaking English. He was
mm,
English. But when it came to his mom and stuff like that, yeah, his mom was speaking English a little bit, but they kind of flowed into the to the to the dialect of who he is. So it was like never forgotten. Like you never forgot where you came from. That's how Wonder Man portrayed to me, based on based on knowing that the writer wrote Wonder Man and also getting a second season. I know that this Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be very awesome. There's no um judgment, but mind you, I
right.
could be bamboozled like Joker too. Like I thought Joker 2 was gonna be very awesome, very maniacal, and very vindictive, like how I seen with Joker 1. But motherfucker gave me a fucking bamboozle shit. So
Right.
I
the
already told you what they should have done and what the missed opportunity was. I already
of
Galen
course,
wasn't here at the time, but I already gave you the rundown as to what should have been done with that story and what that relationship is like in the comics,
of
and what they
course,
could have brought from for that.
Yeah,
but
bro,
yeah,
bro. But no, no, no. I was gonna say I've been so hard broke so many times, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I'm old, bro.
first
Like
this
I'm
was my
old.
second. Well, this is my second. This is my second. Madam Web was my fuck up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even waste my like. I listen. I
Fuck
grew
up,
up
and then
with.
Joker was my
I
fuck
grew.
up. I don't think
Listen. I
everything else
grew up
fucked
with.
me up.
Listen. I grew up with comic books. Action figures.
Hmm.
I grew up in that era, right? And the thing is this: is that when you finally see the action figures come to life on screen, it just does something to you, right? It's like,
Yeah.
wow,
True,
man, like yeah,
true.
But the thing is that I got to the point where I don't go and just chase after every IP, like every movie like Joker. Some of those things I just didn't watch because I seen so many other IPs that disappointed me and let me down. I know how to sniff out something that's worth watching. Like I
True.
like 2 hours of my life is a long time, bro. Like I don't have
On the
two
flip
hours to
side,
watch a movie just to see if it's going to be a good movie. Like I had to go through a lot of heartache and pain. So when I go see a movie and pay $40 and go to the movies to see a movie, or I gotta go, you got the popcorn, of course, you gotta take your old lady, like, and then by the time you do that, and you got the popcorn and the drinks and the opening night, and then you gotta get IMAX, and then you gotta get the seats, and then, bro, by the time you do all that, bro, you don't spend 80. The movie better be good, bro. Because if
Mm,
it's not, we better tear up this whole theater, bro. Like this junk is absolutely insane. Bro.
for sure, for
Like,
also
sure.
Galen, on the flip side of that, where you don't want to see something because you've been disappointed by so many different IPs already, as like your excitement is down. On the flip side of that, you've seen there are times when you can see the exact same thing that you're going to be watching, but you saw it done better elsewhere. So because you saw it done better
mm,
elsewhere, you're asking yourself, is it worth my time? Let them
yeah,
in
like,
comparison
do I need to
to
go to?
what I already
Watch
saw
this. Do I need to go to the movies to
to
see
see
this,
this, to waste
or
time for
Or just
this.
wait.
will I just wait? Yeah, or will I
Yeah,
just wait?
Exactly. Exactly. So it goes both ways.
it goes both ways. Yep.
Yeah, yes,
Cause
sir.
like,
Yes, sir.
cause like
And I know
nowadays,
that. I know I'm going to see. I'm going to go see Spider Man at the movies. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, that's a
of
given.
course,
Period.
that's period,
Period. No, I'm
period.
just
Cause
saying.
like
No, I'm just saying.
the
Yeah.
trailer won us. The trailer
This is the
won us,
first
but
thing. Spider
Super
Brand New
Girl
Day
didn't
is the
win
first
us.
thing that I've seen. Brand
Super
New Day is
Girl
the
didn't
first
win
thing I've
us.
seen that looks like it gets me hype. I've never been as excited for Marvel
No,
or
no,
DC
no, no.
anything like
I'm
Brand New
telling
Day.
y'all. No, no. Listen, bro. I'm telling y'all. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to the movies to see Spider Man. Like, and that's a big statement for me.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
I'm going to the movies to see this, bro. Like, that's a big statement for me.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I don't go to the movies to see every movie. Some
Mm.
movies I just
Yeah,
wait and just see,
the only
whatever,
one last year, the only one I seen was Thunderbolts
and
live,
sinners, and sinners, and sinners.
and what else? Is that? Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah. See, I
I
went to
didn't.
go see. See, the thing is this: I went to go see Sinners opening night, right
Mm,
in the hood at the Hood movie. Like the Hood movie is like the nice movie now, like where I live. Like so, the
nice.
Hood movie is like it's like a nice like theater. Like all the black people were there. Bro, the movie was sold out, but I'm so happy they have like the reserved like seats. You can like reserve your seats.
Mm,
Bro, I went to go see Sinners, bro. I ain't never seen a movie theater that packed, bro. Like the movie was sold out, bro. I had my popcorn, girl. Like we going to, and when I tell you, bro, we went to go to the movie. That it was such like a rare event.
mm-hmm.
It was like a rare occasion where the movie is actually sold out, bro. Like normally, like when you go to
Like
these
the
movies
raisin
now,
in the
bro, it'd be
sun.
like, yeah. He said like, come on, man. Hey man, I see what you do, but you wild, boy.
Well,
Hey,
I'll tell
you
you,
lost all
like I
he
know a
lost,
lot, but I don't know a lot. When
he
it
lost
comes
all
to
his mama money. He
yeah,
lost the whole family money.
yeah, like I know a lot, but not a lot. So when it
Oh,
comes
this
to
man, right?
hey, be
Where did
quiet,
where did you even
Echo, be
come up with?
quiet.
Where did you even come up with that from, bro? You just said the right son, bro. That's wild. Sidney Poitier, Puff Daddy. Yeah,
Well, um, I just want to say
yeah,
that
man. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
just want to say that I'm glad that you're able to come in today and come in every shows that I do, because um I do look for other people that comes in on the clubhouse to be able to talk about these things, and allow fans to have their own opinion. This is why I created the clubhouse, not just because um of that. It's more because that I had a lot of my friends that, you know, I want to be able to talk to at once and have a decent conversation of Marvel, of DC, of what we hated, what we disliked, what we um distrust or mistrust, stuff like that. Then when I saw Clubhouse on my radar, it was a banging opportunity to start this with my producer Pat, and I told him about how the idea came about, and how the idea came about. We're just two of us, two of us at first, and I told some of my friends, and my friends came through, and they were just like you, G. Um, there's this one that knows Marvel from the back of their hand, but certain things that mistrust them didn't really felt enough to enjoy as a Marvel fan or even a DC fan. So they have that same effect, you know. And then I met Nas Drew here on Clubhouse and
And my
express.
story is another wild one.
Yes, yes. Uh,
Yeah.
and we
After
continue.
Galen, after he's done, I'm gonna share mine.
Okay.
After after him came through, it was just a wild perspective that this is what the fans need to bring in fans into the conversation, so the studios can actually understand what the fans want and what the fans should deserve, not based on critic reviews, but based on actual fan reviews. Because I understand you only could fit 20 people, um, but these critics are not fans' discretion, right? If there were fan discretion, fans would enjoy DC and Marvel more than what they're getting now. So that's how I created Collide, and this is how we're here having these mutual conversations that's going on, and why we're talking about CinemaCon so heavily, and why we're talking about different comic iterations, because we don't know honestly what we're getting from CinemaCon until we see the first one from Sony tomorrow. We don't know what they're gonna bring, but I hope that they bring their strength to the table, because as you can hear from my panelists today, on live on YouTube. You got Nas express his opinion. You got G expresses his opinion, and you had a few other people that expressed their opinion as well. And you're gonna get that from real people. If you want to say something, you can comment down below, or if you want to come in and chime in and talk and have this debate with us, you can definitely go into the description, click the clubhouse. Yeah, you're gonna have to download it on your phone, but you can definitely have a conversation with us, and I'll be here to be listening.
Hey,
So,
hey, bro, what time do y'all start this on Sundays? Like, what time does the
clock
conversation actually start?
9 o'clock.
Oh,
Green
nine.
room,
Okay, nine. Okay.
green room starts at 8:45.
Eight, eight, eight,
Eight
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 o'clock,
thirty,
8:30, somewhere
eight
around
forty
there.
five. It starts. That's where the green room starts. That's where we have a conversation of what is about to go down and how we gonna communicate to one another better, and have a complete dialect of how the conversation should be going, and have spaces where we allow each other to speak. So that's how the green room starts. So we can have that intro of conversation of how we're gonna have the live YouTube gonna go.
The only thing I have against this room is that it's not more frequent. Like, it's like it's on like once a week. But you guys are on Facebook, and you guys have other things throughout the week, or
No,
because you guys
Nas,
have like a
continue.
social group
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what?
We have the Facebook channel. I click the
Yeah,
link.
you put it in the link. Is that what?
Yeah,
Is that the link was? Okay.
yeah. Facebook group.
Yeah, because
That's
I was thinking like, dang man, I gotta wait till next Sunday to talk to y'all. There's so much stuff that happened. It's
face.
like, bro, like I'm on. I'll say this real quick. I'm on dude box office the dude that's taught box office mojo. You know what I'm saying? We on there on Tuesday nights on this on Clubhouse,
Okay.
and you know, and we talk about movies and stuff. And these guys, you know, they're in the industry as well, but they're movie critics and stuff. So we talk about different. And Brandon is the one that started box office mojo. He sold it, and you know, I know you know about Rotten Tomatoes, Box Office Mojo, and all these
Mhm.
different critics. Like, so that's his background. So we're on there on Tuesday nights, and we're talking about things as far as like the new movies, ratings, critic. So that's where we are on Tuesdays as well. But
Okay.
I'm not doing a plug necessarily for that. But yeah,
No,
man. I mean,
that'll be awesome because like he can come in my channel and then we can definitely have that conversation too. I don't
yeah,
mind
yeah, yeah, yeah,
collabs
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Like, yeah, like
collabs help.
yeah, so like yeah, so the dude that's talking box office mojo, his name is Brandon, and you know, we know about IMDb and we know about Rotten Tomatoes, and so his whole story is, you know, how he created Box Office Mojo and the rating system and how critics rate movies, right? So Rotten Tomatoes is kind of like a head honcho. You know what I'm saying? Like when people decide what movie they're gonna watch, they go to Box Office Mojo or they're gonna go to like Rotten Tomatoes, right? Probably go to Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes score is going to be able to give people an idea of like how the movie was rated. So you're gonna be like, oh, did he get a Rotten Tomato or did he get, you know what I'm saying? You know Rotten Tomatoes. Come on, man.
Yes, yes, that is correct. Yeah.
So a lot of people that don't watch movies enough, they're gonna go to Rotten Tomatoes and be like, okay,
I don't
whether
go to the Rotten Tomato only. I go to
no, I'm
IMDb.
You
yeah,
cannot
but
trust
that's
Rotten
what I'm saying.
Tomatoes all the time. Sometimes you can
Yeah,
trust them,
but
sometimes you can't. Especially when they're
yeah, but
trying to because they're also
mhm.
plugged into the Hollywood machine. They kind of shape the narrative as to they kind of shape the narrative as to what movies you should watch. So
Right.
they will. So there'll be a genuinely ass movie, like some feminist movie, and they'll be like, "Oh yes, this is certified
The Rotten
fresh."
Tomato score, the Rotten Tomato score is fresh.
Meanwhile, like, nah, that's rotten. That joint
but
rotten
but
to the
but
core.
Rotten Tomatoes has some type of validity or some type of, and they got taken over because they even uh they even hijacked Rotten Tomatoes and said the industry was like, yo, you know, we gotta be able to have more control over the ratings because Ebert and Roker, Siskel and Ebert, those days are over. Two thumbs up and all that stuff. It was only two thumbs. Back in the day, we had two thumbs. It was two thumbs
We
up
had
or
two thumbs, one thumb, and then thumbs down. I remember.
that's it.
I
That's all
remember.
we had.
I
But now
remember.
we got 100 thumbs. We
We
got a
got
hundred thumbs.
we got one thumb, and then we got one
We got
thumb,
a
and then the down thumb. I
now
remember.
we got now we got a grade card system. Forget the thumbs.
Wait, are you
Forget your
talking about
thumb.
on YouTube?
No,
No,
I'm
everywhere,
talking no. I'm
Because
talking
on YouTube
about
they
everywhere.
took away the dislike button.
no.
The
Listen,
dislike
listen.
button
I'm
is
trying.
there.
He don't listen, bro. I'm
Like to
telling you.
see the number of dislikes. That's what I mean. To see the number.
No. Here's what we're
There were
saying, bro.
two thumbs, Nas. Back in the day, there were two thumbs.
Back in the day,
Uh huh.
It was Siskel and Ebert, right? They were the movie critics.
Got you.
It wasn't no Rotten Tomatoes. It wasn't no. It was whatever these
Oh,
movie
that's
critics
another
said
one.
your movie was. Whatever your these movie critics said. Listen, if we give it two thumbs up, it's a good movie.
Mm.
If we give it two thumbs down, it's a bad movie. If we give it one thumb up and one thumb down, you gotta. It's at your own risk. It's all about how you. So that was the rating system back then, back in the
Yeah,
day.
I got you now.
So now they shifted it from thumbs to a grading card system, like where if you have a F on your test, it's all percentage. So if you get like a 47, you failed. Like if your percentage on your grade card, that's where you get Rotten Tomatoes. Like whatever percentage your movie, like if you get a 50%, the movie sucks. If you get a 65%, you get a fresh tomato. You might get a fresh tomato, but you ain't gonna get no like the tomato gonna be a little
Some of
bit
those
shaky.
percentage ain't all thief though.
That's good. Let's get back.
They ain't all thief though. Like,
You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the grade card scale, they went from the thumbs up and thumbs down to the grade card scale. Like, yo, if you want to graduate to the next grade, you gotta at least get like a 70 to pass, bro. Like you gotta get like a 70%. So this is like the difference in the evolution of grading movies, like from thumbs up and thumbs
games are
down.
like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah,
Games are like
yeah.
that too. You have a
It's a great. It's a
you have an open critic, and then you have a Metacritic. If those
yeah. It's a
two
great.
are
It's
not,
a grading system.
if those two does not fit, if one is say it's 70 and one say is 9, it's like all out of whack. Like
Correct. It's
that's
about who got paid. It's
yeah.
about who got paid to say that, and that's where you get bribes. That's where you start getting, people who are going to see the movie or like critics or they start like these companies are starting to bribe the critics and they're saying, hey man, we're
Mm.
going to give you free tickets. We're going to give you popcorn. We're going to massage your feet. We're going to, give you Hennessy. By the time you watch the movie, you're like, man, this is the greatest movie I ever seen in my man.
Yeah, man. Like how they hyped up the Flash movie. Remember when they hyped up the Flash movie? Yeah.
Oh, so
Mm.
the critics are being bribed. The
Yeah,
critics are
man.
like, yo, man, this is the best movie I ever had. I didn't have to pay for the movie. I got a massage. I got free popcorn. I was being fed strawberries by strippers. The
And the critic
strippers,
is
the
just
strippers
taking the
came out.
freebie.
You're fresh off the
the,
$5 sucky
the
sucky love you
stripper,
long time.
the strippers came out and fed me strawberries. This is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire
Yo,
life.
fresh off the $5 sucky sucky love you long time. Fresh.
This is a great movie. The
30 cents
critics rate
fresh.
this a great. You don't think, bro? You don't think that's happening, bro? You don't think that critics are being bribed?
Oh
You don't
yeah,
think that critics are being bribed?
100%.
We're not gonna say all. Hopefully, not all of them. Hopefully, not all
Man,
of them would
hopefully
take.
nothing. Hopefully nothing.
Maybe not every single one
Like,
of them, but we know that
what?
the rating system is like
Man, when you gotta, man, listen, bro. If the
something
crit,
is running amok.
if the critics say this is a great movie, I go and look at the audience score, and the audience is like, yeah, man, yeah, I had to pay $40 for the movie. I had to go get the concession. I was in a bro, like
Also,
the
that is
movie
another thing. I'm glad that you brought up Galen. I'm glad that you brought up the difference between the between the
audience.
critics and the audience. That matters so much because sometimes these critics be salty, man. Sometimes these critics don't know
I
what they're
be
reviewing.
I be
They're
reading
being dicks
out
for the sake of being
the
dicks.
review the there be some
But like, come
audience that be
on.
there be some audience that be keeping it real though. The audience be keeping it real in the Metacritic.
Uh, for example,
Exactly.
they'll be saying, "Oh, I don't like this movie. It's too underwater. It's a mermaid movie. What do you expect? You feel me?
Oh
Sometimes
no, bro,
when the
you gotta
critics
look.
are actually doing their job, I'm like, yes. But sometimes they're just dicks for the sake of being dicks, man. They don't have any soul. They have no passion. They have no drive. I just want to make everyone's life as miserable as theirs. So you have the whole mix. You have critics being bribed and critics who don't know what the freak they're talking about.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the only problem that's wrong with the grading system. So when you
Uh,
say 50% of 50% of 100 people is how many people? That's 50 people, correct?
uh-huh.
50% of 100 people is 50
50%.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50% of 100 people is 50 people. 50% of 10,000 people is 5,000 people. Can we agree on that?
Well, repeat that again.
50% of 1,000 people is 5,000 people.
No, 500, 500, 500.
No, 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 no.
Fifty
50%
percent of
is, yeah,
50
you're talking about half.
50% of 500 of 5 of 1,000 is 500.
Yeah.
No, no, it's 5,000.
You said one
Of
thousand though. So how's it?
you said
Yeah,
1,000.
yeah.
That's
50%,
500.
50% of 1,000 people
Yes.
is 5,000 people.
No,
How?
I mean, not
500.
five.
You
I'm sorry.
divide
I'm
by
sorry.
2.
I
You divide
apologize.
by 2, my guy.
I apologize. I apologize. I'm glad you guys are smart. Yeah, 50, yeah, 50% of the yeah, you guys. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Uh-huh.
thank you. 50. So you understand what I'm saying, right?
I
So
do.
when you cut it in half, so when you say the movie is 50%, it's 50% of what number?
Exactly.
So when you say a movie is like, yeah, it's only 70% with the audience review, but it's 97% from the critics review, it's based on what is the foundational number? What's
The
the foundational number of people
okay.
that gives you that percentage?
I can maybe I explain it from this perspective. Let me bring up say Superman. Say since Superman early bird special. I'm gonna bring that up and look at it from uh the popcorn meter, from Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, right? So I'm gonna see if I can answer that question based on looking at it like that. IMDb is saying it's a 7.4, and then Rotten Tomatoes, it's saying that critics reviews 909 396 people. Hold on, I gotta take this freaking ad blocker off. Fuck me. Um, and then on the popcorn meter, they had about 100,000 people said something, but it's 87% of the popcorn meter. Based off of that, that looks about every every 10th person didn't like Spider-Man Homecoming out of 100,000. Hello?
Okay. Yeah.
Yo, we're here.
Yeah. So
So the
because
point.
the
So the
rating
point.
the
Yeah. Go ahead.
rating the rating on Rotten Tomatoes is 92. And then the popcorn
Hmm.
meter is the audience. And that's 87%. So that's off. So based on those metrics, that's about 10%, minus 10%, right? 2 and 7. And to
Right.
equal up to 10 is 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. So uh you're missing about 3%. Would it be 3%? 92 and 7.
Yeah. Well, no. 92 ones, yeah. 92 ones said that's missing 1%.
No,
Missing
no,
1%.
92 and no, 90, yeah, 92 and 7 is 99,
You're
and
missing
then
1% there.
92, yeah,
87,
92 and
92 and
eight.
87 to equate it to I'm trying to equate it to 100. Like if it's
So
92
yeah,
right,
92 and 8 is 100.
Hmm. Okay.
but I'm going
So,
by
but here's the
percentage.
thing.
I'm going in by
Yeah, but
percentage, G.
Right. So yeah, percentage of what number? Because
exactly.
if yeah,
Exactly.
92.
so yeah,
92 based on the critics is 92. And
no,
it's
no, no,
based
no.
on
I'm saying
That, you're
how
not
many
really getting his
people?
point.
how many
How many people?
92% of what? What is what
92
what
percent of
percentage of
392
how
what are
many
we dealing
people?
with?
396 reviews.
Okay, so
So there
396
we go. Now we
people.
have a number.
Now yeah, so 390 people. Then now you got to say, okay, 90. That's how you do the math.
Okay, I get
Because
you.
Run it one
if
more
it's
time.
like two crit if
390
it's
how much?
okay, so watch this. If there's two critics, right?
Hmm.
And one critic says the movie is bad and the other one says it's good, and then they gave it a 50% score because it was only two critics, then the movie is going to be scored 50% because it was only two critics.
True.
Mm, I get what you're going with
You see what
there.
I'm saying? You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like there was only two critics, so it's a 50% because there was only two critics. Like so it got a 50%. But there's not enough critics to outnumber the actual audience. So when you look at the audience versus the critics review in percentage, that's where Rotten Tomatoes get real funky. The junk that gets real funky very quickly because you could be looking at the critic score, and when you go and look at how many critics watch the movie, it could only be like 50 critics. And so if there's 50 critics and 25 of the critics didn't like the movie, then the critics give it a 50% because it was only 25 that liked the movie and 25 did it. Like, so there was only 50 critics that actually
Hmm.
reviewed the. So that's what I'm saying. These percentages are outrageous.
And not only
Like,
that,
yeah, go ahead.
but they are the ones who are going to be determining. They're going to determine the
Ah,
overall enjoyment for millions of people. This small group, this
exactly.
niche group, they're going to determine what they
Now
are the
you now
influencers of
you
millions
now
of
you
people
understand. Now you
as to
understand
how
what I'm
they're
saying.
supposed to feel about it.
That's why Rotten Tomatoes is like people live and die by Rotten Tomatoes, but there's a lot of good movies that I watched that Rotten Tomatoes didn't like.
For example, Fishtails
And on IMDb, same thing. There's
with
that
Billy
they
Zane.
rate it
Fishtails. That's a great
they
movie.
rate it as a 7.4 out of 10. And based off of that, anybody could. There's no there's no top critic or none like that. It's just everybody based off 394 people and 300.
Right.
So you can't
So
tell you can't tell who's a critic who's not a
what's the good?
critic
Yeah,
who's a critic who's not a critic based on IMDb. But
correct.
but
That's
with
why nobody goes to IMDb to actually, you know. Go
yeah,
ahead.
get a solid number. Yeah, of course, because of those factors. Because
Yeah, people go by Rotten Tomatoes because you'll see like in commercials now they'll be like Rotten Tomatoes said it was 100%, Rotten Tomatoes said it was 98%,
Metacritic is
Rotten Tomatoes.
Metacritic is good too.
But in the commercials when they're advertising their movie like these shows and these movies, they'll be like Rotten Tomatoes scored it,
Now
and
they
so
always say always give up Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, nothing more, nothing
oh,
less.
yeah,
I do I look at Metacritic. If there's an open critic, I go Rotten Tomatoes or
correct.
a a reliable editor, a reliable editor that I believe that he's known for what he does. I click on that based on his review. I would take that more than some other reviewer. You know, with with Metacritic, you have to log in. You have to sign in, and it's based off user scores, user review scores. It did a 7.4 just because uh 265 people gave it a negative. 265. It what this is why I like about Metacritic score. With Rotten Tomatoes, you can't see the numbers like you see in Metacritic because they give um 2.1 2.1K of positive review. You have 334 mixed review, and you have 265 negative review. It's like, what the fuck? And let me see who gave the negative review. One out of one person, it says that this is the worst Spider-Man adaptation ever. This does not even represent Spider-Man.
What movie are you talking about? Which one?
Homecoming. he scored it like that.
What
Which
movie?
one?
What movie?
What movie was it?
Coming,
Say it again.
You said who?
coming.
Oh, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh,
So,
I'm talking about haters just for the sake of
I think it was better. I would. I mean, I don't have a problem with Andrew Garfield, but
Mm.
I think that Spider-Man: Homecoming was kind of like more like that Peter Parker that we didn't know we needed.
That is
And
why
then
I said in the
there,
beginning, or not the beginning, but a while back, I said
that's what you're
overall,
talking
you
about.
can't exactly say that there is a bad. It's very difficult to quantify what makes a bad Spider-Man movie because even in those quote unquote bad Spider-Man movies, there's something so good in it that you can't help but marvel at. Pun
Exactly. It's
intended.
Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man, bro. It's
Because as
Spider-Man.
much as people hated Spider-Man, as
Like
much as
it's
people hated Amazing
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, as much as people hated Amazing Spider-Man 2, that scene, Gwen Stacy's death, was something else. That death scene was so beautifully captured
Yeah.
from the comics. Watching his spiderweb turn itself into a hand, trying to reach after Gwen Stacy, that was so heartbreaking watching that shit.
Hmm.
So even in something that's supposed to be bad, there's something in there that you have to look at and be like, man, that was done so good. That was done so well.
But at the end of the day, it's still Spider-Man. Everybody's gonna watch Spider-Man. But
True.
even Spider-Man, we can say the Amazing Spider-Man was better than Batman and Robin with George Clooney
Oh yeah.
and and
Oh yeah, yeah,
and Chris O'Donnell, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, so the bottom line is this: is that is Metacritic more for like critics because the audience who is none the wiser, they're probably gonna just go on Rotten Tomatoes because that's what's gonna pop up first. What's the Rotten Tomatoes score?
And then
Okay,
IMDb.
yeah. The Rotten Tomatoes score is garbage. I'm not watching the movie. I'll just wait till it's straight. And that's a danger of how we are right now in like the movie. It's like the movie critic mob. Like, yo,
Hmm.
if you don't pay us, we're gonna rate your movie low, and then you know you're not gonna make no sales. Like, you're not gonna get nobody to watch your movie because it scores so low on Rotten Tomatoes.
That
Do you remember when the fans were hate bombing some random movie because they were as out of protest towards Zack Snyder? Because they were saying
Yeah,
release the Snyderverse. So the fans were like,
yeah,
"Yo, we're gonna hate on this movie and that movie and that."
right.
They were wild.
was awesome though.
They were wild because Zack Snyder wasn't getting his Snyderverse
Are you talking
completed.
about Batman? What was it? Batman
I
Super.
don't
What
remember
was
what
the?
movie they
I
were
forgot
doing
what
it
movie it
to. That's
was.
the thing.
His
I wish
new
I remember
thing.
what film they
They
were
were hating on
attacking.
his new thing. Was Doom.
It was no.
Doom?
This no, it wasn't. I don't remember what
What?
it was. I wish I could remember, but
Oh,
they were Zack Snyder fans were protesting. They were protesting by hate bombing, or they were hate reviewing movies that
I
have
think.
nothing to do with Zack Snyder,
Oh,
out of protest because DC
was it
won't release the
Justice? Was it
Snyderverse.
Justice League? I don't know if it was Justice League. I don't know what it
No,
was.
the movie
But
that they were hate reviewing had nothing to do with Zack Snyder or DC at all. Had absolutely nothing to do with it. That's how crazy the fans are.
man, listen,
And
bro.
thinking about all of this, the phrase that
Listen,
comes to
bro. We're
mind,
talking about. Go ahead.
yeah, thinking about the phrase that comes to mind for about with these critics and these people doing reviews is, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. This is the critic mafia. So watch this. There's been movies that you have personally liked that didn't get good reviews, maybe by the critics, right? Or
True.
it was probably in the 60s or 70s. But I watched recently I watched Prime 101, right? I watched Prime 101. And they said that movie was supposed to be like Heat. Now, Heat is an old movie, right? Heat was back with Val Kilmer, uh, Robert De Niro. Heat, 5 with the opening. Like, it's like you gotta like Heat. Have you guys ever seen Heat
Full
before?
Moon.
You're telling
You guys
I'm
see?
learning about it for the first time.
You said what?
I'm learning about it for the first time from you.
Okay, okay, all right. Go watch the movie Heat. That'll give you an idea of like how the Dark Knight and all that stuff. Like Heat is like a real like Michael Mann movie, like Michael Mann type movie, like where the stakes are like grounded really, and like these guys are like bank robbers. And so, like, that's where and then the detective that's trying to catch him is
Wait, Al
Al
Pacino?
Pacino. Yeah, Al Pacino. Like you got Val Kilmer. Yeah, it's called Heat.
Is this
And
supposed to
so
be pre Ocean's 11?
yeah. This is like the rated R version of Ocean's 11.
Got you, got you,
This is like
got
the
you.
rated R. This is like the rated R
This is
version
how
of
Ocean
Ocean 11,
11
All
where
right, I
started.
can
everything
dig it.
goes.
This is how Ocean 11 started to
Yeah,
my
this is like
eyes.
This is like this is like the rated R version of Ocean's 11, where ain't no like this is like people are getting like they got high weapon artillery, like military grade weapons, and they're blowing up police. Like the junk is absolutely insane. But the bottom line is this: is
And
that these guys,
I was Young Bird. I wasn't supposed to watch that
eh,
shit.
Heat. It's called Heat, right? It's called
But I
Heat.
wasn't supposed to watch that shit though. I was born in '89. I was a young bud. I wasn't supposed to watch Heat. But continue.
Yeah, so Heat is like the standard. That's where I think Christopher Nolan got his inspiration for like the Dark Knight with the bank robbery scene at the beginning. Like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Heat was like the gold standard of like heist movies. Like set it off every like so the thing is that what I'm saying is that when you fast forward, you got this movie called Crime 101, right? Um, it just came out recently. It's called Crime 101. You know, it just came out. But anyway, but they were saying like that was kind of like on that level where Heat was like it's like at the state. So when you have certain movies that um are like a standard, like when you say like it's like The Godfather or it's like Scarface or it's like Goodfellas or it's like like when you have a movie that another movie is related to, that means the movie that it's related to is a classic. That means that the movie that you're watching right now is a classic.
Why was it right? Based on those things that you can recall, because like more movies didn't be that is relatable enough to know what we're trying to search for within Marvel and DC, right?
Hmm.
I can see that perspective in you where you have an eye opening for theater, and you know what fits and what doesn't fit. I like that about you. And
Hmm.
what I can father from is like um, fans really want shit like that from from a superhero film. Like
Correct. Yeah.
we read it, and we're getting that enthusiasm from reading the comic book. But to actually see it in real life, that's the tricky part, right? That's another hurdle to fight with is taking the comic book into live
And
action, and
right, and
and
bring it
not
to yeah.
only taking it to live action, have to pick and choose. I say it again, have to pick and choose how the effects will work in live action, because certain things that's happening in the comics, they don't take every adaptation in live action, because they got to
Right.
pick and choose. When they pick and choose,
Correct.
it also hurts the fandom, because the fandom sees a perspective of the comic book, And then when you're not bringing in live action, some fandoms would be okay with it, but if a true fandom,
Mm.
a true, a true fandom sees something
Right
that they
here.
don't like, they're gonna be like, "What
Uh-huh.
the fuck?" Like they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And they be like, "Okay, I can understand. They can't
Mm.
use certain adaptations or certain effects to bring it in, but this adaptation works because is live action, and they don't want
Mm.
to spend. They don't even want to spend too much because they don't have the means or don't know how to have the means. I honestly couldn't tell you because when it comes to games, studios lose a lot of money before a game pops up for 6 years. It takes them 3 years to start even doing all the production, all the stuff that happens in gaming, and then another 3 years takes. That's why GTA is taking so long, and they spent
Uh,
about $2 billion. $2 billion off of that, and they know they're gonna get their $2 billion again because they know how
so
to
that's
write. They know how to
mm,
write. They know what the fans want, right? And then when it comes to Marvel and DC, we got these different writers. I understand Kevin Feige don't want to be there, but he is there making the noises, and James Gunn is making the noises too. But I'm glad for one thing that James Gunn is allowing um Matt Reeves to finish his arc because his arc is not done yet. We still got Arkham Asylum that he has to do. Hopefully, he can get that done. He did the
Arkham
Penguin
Asylum,
already.
bro.
He did the Penguin already.
Oh,
He's
oh,
do
oh, oh! You saying that? Okay, okay. You saying
Matt
the guy
Reeves.
that did the thing? Okay,
Yeah,
The
okay.
Matt
Got you,
story
got you,
Reeves.
arc.
got you.
Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves. He's the arc of that Batman per se because he did the Penguin that comes from that arc.
Bro,
And then he
oh
has
my
Arkham.
god,
He has Arkham to do, and then he has Batman Part Two to
Arkham
do.
Asylum. But what about the what was it called? The Crash Out? What Death Squad? What was it called? Dead
Then the
what was
Court
it?
of Owls.
No, I'm saying like the with Harley Quinn and all them. They were in
That don't he
the
didn't.
Nothing.
Suicide
Not
Suicide
Squad.
Suicide
Squad.
Squad. Not
Suicide
Suicide Squad.
Squad don't
we,
Yeah,
belong
yeah.
to
we
him.
cannot bring the
Yeah.
Suicide
So
Squad
that
in the
was
Matt Reeves verse.
that was
Suicide
Arkham.
do not belong to Matt Reeves.
No, no.
We,
I'm just saying like the whole thing with Suicide Squad. See, if you go back and look at like Batman Arkham Asylum, the game, like on PS4, right?
Okay,
mm.
yeah.
I don't know if y'all played that or not,
I
but
understand what you got. What you're saying.
everybody played like that was crazy, right?
Hmm.
But if they ever came up with a Batman movie like Arkham Asylum, like where Batman is trapped inside of Arkham and he has to fight his way out, like yeah, that's one thing.
That's
But
Hmm.
we got
impossible to do.
no, I'm just saying that's how the
But
game
that,
was,
if they
right? That
could do that, that would be
Was though.
amazing.
Wait.
yeah, but we got
That's
suicide.
how the game
We got
was, bro. There's a
yeah,
game
that's how the
called
game is. Yeah,
Batman
that's how the
Arkham
game
Asylum,
was. Yeah, Arkham Asylum. Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that's how the game was. Like, but see, the thing is that Batman was so like. So what I thought, if we have a Batman, see, I think they're going to end up going to like a Batman Beyond, or they might go to like a Batman Year One or something like that. But I could see a Batman Beyond movie, maybe.
Yeah.
You
So you
know,
think James
with
Gunn is gonna
with the
do
AI
Batman
and
Beyond?
no, 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 no. I don't like. Listen,
It has to be
James Gunn.
animated. It has to be
James,
animated.
no, 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 it doesn't. If they come out with a live action,
Batman Beyond.
James Gunn is good for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume One. That's where we even knew who this guy was. James Gunn back,
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume One was a dope movie. Great
Yes.
storytelling about the. So we can. I'll give that to James Gunn. Does that mean that he is the litmus test for all of the other DC IP?
No.
No. So
No.
so that's what I'm saying. So everybody's giving
He
James
also did
Gunn.
Peacemaker. He also
Yeah,
is
that's what
the
I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that it's just like, bro, like there's other people out here besides James Gunn. Like there's other people. Just because Guardians of the Galaxy was his
And you
lane.
can find them by the dozens on YouTube. And they just want a shot. They've been doing this, they've been working on this stuff for years to showcase to people, hey, this is how these stories can be written. And they really want that shot and they do good job. That's why I every time on this podcast in particular, I make sure to shout them out because man, the work that they put out in that small space on YouTube, in a small corner of the fan base, amazing. And you're asking yourself, why aren't people like these running or forerunning these movies and these
Because
shows?
well, well, the
I
thing
would
is
like to
that
review
right
them and
now
ask them.
online,
I like to review them and
no,
ask them that
no,
question.
right now on right now online, you can go and look up AI versions of like the
Oh
Ninja
yes, it's called
Turtles fight.
Seedent. It's called
The
Seedent.
yeah, see, yeah, there
Uh,
you go. Thank you, sir.
Seedent
Thank you, sir.
2.0. I've been seeing
Yes,
it and
sir.
I love
Thank you.
them.
Thank you, my brother. Yes, sir. That is what I was talking about. You got Raphael fighting Sub Zero from Mortal Kombat. So you got Raphael from the Ninja Turtles fighting Sub Zero. That fight is crazy because Sub Zero is freezing Raphael, and then Raphael uses his shell, and then man, it's like these people are using AI to create and reimagine all their favorite superheroes, and they're using AI in all these different programs to create their own fan made storylines.
Yeah,
And this is
Yo,
this is
you know
what
what's
you
funny
know.
about that? You know
Yes,
what
go ahead.
started? You know how it started? Ultra Sergeant on YouTube. Ultra Sergeant videos when he used to make Justice League and Marvel stuff from
Hmm.
like the Arrowverse or from every other movie, just chop it up and tell this one story where all these characters are involved in this one massive universe. And people on YouTube used to go crazy for that. The YouTube reaction space back in the
Hmm.
day, they used to go wild for that stuff. And then other people see that Ultra Sergeant stuff is dying out and they fill in the gap. And then another group fill in the gap. And now we're at Sea Dance.
Mm.
oh, let's go like that. I'm glad that
Yeah,
you're
man.
still. I'm glad
There's
that you're
levels to
still
this.
here.
There's evolution to this.
There's another event after CinemaCon, April 24, CCXP Mexico. You right, Nas. It says here CCP XP Mexico, both Sony and Marvel confirmed. So both of them could be announcing Doomsday and Brand New Day there
Mm.
on the Mexico trip. Then after the Mexico trip, then May 27, that's when Spider Man drops, and then Sony first ever live action Marvel TV show. So on April 24 might be another trailer of Spider Man No War because
So let me ask you
May
this:
27.
Do you think they're gonna announce like the Doomsday trailer is gonna come out during Spider Man,
Yeah,
or like because it's like everything's so close together, bro? Like it's like
yeah,
Doomsday comes out like what in November, December or something like that, and then
yeah.
so how are they gonna release these
They
trailers?
might make it come out earlier than the expected date of December. It might
Or
come
they could
Yeah,
potentially make it
because I
the
know it was going up against Dune. It was going up against Dune, and I know that they wouldn't have the IMAX screens, but they'll have like the real D with like Tinseltown and like different
Mm.
theaters. But they're not gonna have like the AMC IMAX screens because of Dune.
yeah, exactly. You know.
Um,
They
yeah.
could give it the good old MCU treatment where a trailer or a massive teaser is the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day. They could do that.
So
And that will send the fans in an uproar to go see the actual trailer or to wait patiently for the trailer when it comes out.
so let me ask you guys a question: do they release a Avengers Doomsday trailer before Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out? Like that would be
No,
crazy. Like
no,
how?
no.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah, that is why I said the we're
We
probably
got
gonna
we
get
got a
some
Spider
more
Man
news
trailer
about
though.
it.
We got a Spider
That's
No,
Man
no.
we're
I
probably
trailer.
said
gonna get
no,
some.
no. I said do they release a Doomsday trailer before Spider-Man Brand New Day.
No, but the most honest to get some feedback on that would be at the Spider-Man brand, which means there will be brand Doomsday would be getting this old good old MCU treatment where they usually have
Got you.
post-credit
Got you.
scenes to hype up the next big thing that they got
Got you.
going on.
Okay. Okay. So you got so right now they should be doubling down on Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man,
Yes,
Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man.
exactly. Spider-Man
And
is so
then once
bankable right
Spider-Man
now.
comes out, and then once Spider-Man comes out, they're gonna have
Use
after
that
that
as the launching pad for
post credit scenes. Then May, it comes out in May, and then after May, June, July. Now we're just getting hit with Doomsday trailers.
uh-huh.
Okay, all right, that makes
That's what
sense.
it's yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Okay, so right now they should only be focused on Spider Man right now. Like,
Yeah, man, Spider-Man is the most bankable thing they got going on right now.
uh,
Doomsday is already off to a wonky start because we don't have actual Victor Von Doom. We have Robert Downey Jr. playing Victor Von Doom. So it's off to a wonky start there. So use something else to get people excited to keep the momentum going. And then you ease us into Doomsday because we're expecting Doomsday to be a big deal, right? That's what we're expecting. It was supposed to be Kang Dynasty, but that didn't pan out. R.I.P. Jonathan Majors job in the
he
MCU,
said, he said, R.I.P.
right? But they're pivoting into
Wow.
Doomsday. Cool, it is what it is. But now, how do we sell it? We're already off to a wonky start with how they're operating that. They're saying, "Oh,
No,
we need to
so
make a
the
big
only
bankable actor. We have no
so here's
one.
the
Let's
thing.
use back RDJ." But
So
that's weird.
so
So
here's
to
the
ease
thing.
people over on that, Spider-Man Brandon is the perfect place.
So here's the thing. Doomsday cannot be overly feminine, where like Fantastic Four, it gives you the illusion. Like we have to have the X Men. Like they always want to focus on Dark Phoenix or all these
Even though they
superheroes,
have Mr.
women
Sinister,
superheroes. It's like
even though they got Mr.
crazy,
Sinister
bro.
up in there, they can.
Like
Can you
even they even
imagine?
messed up like the Silver Surfer was a woman, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, like
That was
how is
the
like
that was the wife.
what are y'all doing? No, I'm saying the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four, she was the woman version
That was the
of the
wife.
Silver Surfer.
That was the wife.
Yeah, man, I
But
don't give a
yes,
damn. Man,
but guess
listen,
what
bro.
though, Jesse? Yes, she's the wife, but
Man, ain't
but
nobody.
she was the character. She got the role of the Silver Surfer in one standalone comic issue. And guess what? Even in that comic book issue, you know who was the Silver Surfer? The Silver Surfer. And she just happened to be able to get share this power for one time. And then
But
she hopped off.
the reason why they brung that up is because we would never seen Galactus. How else it was gonna bring out
Dude, your point sometimes.
how was it gonna bring out Galactus?
By not using her, they could. But again, my personal reasoning why I think they did that is because, well, it's very difficult to top the performance by Lawrence Fishburne and that other dude who together played the role of the Silver Surfer in the 2005 Fantastic Four movie. It's very difficult to top that. You remember that movie, right, Galen?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that Silver Surfer
With
was so
Chris
beautiful.
Evans, Chris
Yes.
Evans. Yeah,
Mm.
Fleming.
That
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic Four, that Silver Surfer that was played by Lawrence Fishburne did the voice. So Morpheus did the voice, and then the guy who played Abe Sapien in Hellboy, he did the physical body. For
Mm.
that. Yes, he also was the fishman in Shape of Water, right? But
Ah, man, this
them
guy, man.
together, them together. that dynamic duo together. They did such a great job of bringing Silver Surfer to life. It's hard to top that. How do you have a Silver Surfer in your new Fantastic Four movie and keep people talking for a long time? Make her a woman.
No, bro, you make her man. No, bro, listen. Oh my
Do you get
god.
it? What? Because their creativity is lacking, right? They
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Their
Piss off the
creativity is
guys.
lacking.
Listen,
They don't really.
piss off the
If you
guys who are
seen
going to be
how,
watching He Man.
mm,
He Man is going to be the sleeper hit. I hope He Man is better than. I hope He Man is like
yeah, shout out James
Captain
if you know
America. Like
superheroes,
Captain. I
you know
hope
Silver
he.
Surfer sucks.
I hope He Man is going to be like Captain America, First Avenger, or like Winter Soldier, like where it just surprises all of us. Like I hope that He Man is going to surprise all of us to where that we never. It's going to be like big as Barbie. Like I hope that He Man
The
is
Doc
going to be
100
like
plays
something
He-Man.
never. Like, yes, bro. Like I'm saying, like I hope that He
Yeah, Doc
Man.
100
I
played
hope that
He-Man before.
man. I hope that he. Listen, bro. I hope that He Man. I hope that He Man is going to be like a sleeper hit where it actually brings everybody back down to like reality and like realize that you can have a male lead that's like a superhero with high stakes. The stakes got to be high. It has to be high stakes.
Mm.
He's fighting a skeleton, a Skeletor, another planet. If he's on Earth, he's an office job. That's what we're really. They want to leave their boss and be like, man, get a job, man. These crackers. Somebody go back home to my planet, bro. Like this junk is crazy, bro. Like, and then
Jigs,
like,
Yo,
Jigs, Jigs,
you say that,
come on the
Galen.
stage
But
real quick.
what if, Galen? What if it turns out to be another 2018 Tomb Raider?
hey, bro, why you always turn up?
I'm just saying what no.
But you're a party pooper, bro. You're a party pooper.
I no
I'm
no. My
not
point
looking
is
at Angela Jolie. I don't care about. I want
no, no, no.
He Man. I want He Man.
Yes, yeah. I didn't bring up Angelina Jolie. That
You said
version came
who?
out
You
years
said Tomb
before.
Raider, right?
Yes, but I
Okay.
said the 2018 version.
The 28.
What
Okay.
if,
Yeah, but
what
yeah, okay,
if
go
it
ahead.
turns out to be another one of that? Because it came and went and no one cares anymore. What if He-Man, the justifiable hype that we have
Nah,
right
bro.
now, right?
No.
The
If you're
justifiable
talking
if
about
it has to
woman,
be
you're talking about a woman lead.
that couldn't
Tomb
match
Raider is a
Angelina
woman
Jolie.
lead. Like, I'm
Yeah,
how could pull off Uncharted. Uncharted, yeah, whatever. That
oh
was
yes,
miscast.
that would have been a better one. What if it turns out to be another Uncharted? That would have been a better
Right, right.
example for
But we're
multiplayer.
talking about He-Man.
Yeah.
We're talking about He-Man, bro. We're
Hmm.
talking about He-Man. We're talking about He-Man, bro. He-Man.
I love you, man. I get
We talking about He-Man, bro. We
it.
talking about He-Man, bro. We talking about a guy that's working a desk job
Mm,
and he realizes his identity. He's working a desk job, bro, at work. He's like,
mm.
man, this is something's wrong with me, bro. Like, I have a purpose in my life. I have a calling in my life. I don't know what it is. And then he realized that he is like the master of the universe and another. Man,
That's right.
that's gonna be
It can
crazy.
do
If they
it.
sell that
Yes.
story, bro, like, that's gonna increase everybody's job. Quit your job, bro, and
They
go
can
back
sell
to
it
your
off
boss,
like
bro,
that.
and take over to the. I'm going
Jigs, you
home.
with me?
I'm going home.
Yo, here's what
Jigs, you
what
here? You with me?
yo,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
man. Black
Who
Sparrow
is
Um,
was
Jigs?
good.
Oh, Jigs, where you at, Jigs?
Mm,
Go ahead, bro.
yeah. Yes. So here's my what I'm thinking as in regards to He-Man. If He-Man does very good at the box office, the next thing they should do is another Conan the Barbarian and then Thundercats.
Jigs,
No?
Jigs,
No,
you here?
they should do He-Man. Where's Jigs at?
Yes,
Jigs,
I'm
come on,
There's
Jigs,
a
here.
chance
Jigs.
to give
Jigs,
other
Let's talk
companies
Jigs,
a
about
chance
He-Man.
to
Wait,
make
wait,
Come on,
I
Jigs.
gotta go. I
make a
gotta
resurgence.
Oh, Jigs gotta go.
Yeah, to give other
Jigs gotta
companies a
go.
chance to make a resurgence. If He-Man can
No,
do it,
if He-Man
if
does
He-Man can
well,
do it,
they should
Thundercats
come
can
out
do
with
it.
He-Man 2.
Let me do it.
No,
Oh,
no,
so
no.
that's what I'm
If
give other
He-Man 1
companies
does
a
well,
chance.
they're gonna come out with He-Man 2.
Actually, well, just
So,
gotta go down
so,
for the
I
second
mean,
one.
go ahead, Jigs. Go ahead.
Pat, you with me? You still here? You still awake? My guy, you still awake? So my thing is that as soon as as soon as we figure out what's going on in the next couple of weeks from CinemaCon, hopefully there's something cool like about different shows that's coming. Of course, that Sony has shows that has my thing. It's not just Spider-Man or Spider-Man Brand New Day. You know, they got other shows that I think there's Toy Story 5 will be coming out. There's supposed to be coming out. Magnum,